Now it should be live. Encoding overloaded. Consider turning down. Looks like it worked. Did it work? There we go. Oh, shit. What did I do wrong here? I got the wrong one up. Hang on here. You want top left. This is it. All right, let's hide that. There we go. Stream elements live support. Okay, so it looks like it's working. I think it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Should be all right. Well, there's a few. The regular crowd shuffles in. James M., I'm teed up for your Bitcoin count right off the bat. I know $3,000 in Bitcoin is not nothing.
Yeah, we're about to hit my first resistance area here.
Yeah, it's hard not to see the resistance.
32.5 area.
Yeah, I mean that's a good example of the difference between support and resistance and supply and demand.
Yeah,
that's resistance, but not necessarily a supply zone. It's good. Oh, maybe we can start with that distinction.
Yeah, I think the next above that, the next area I've got is 30, mid 34s, I guess, and a big resistance level as far as geometry wise is 35.
Yeah, what? You see, if we get to 36, this count's going to get really weird.
Yeah, I don't want to see it above 35 by more than a wick.
Yeah, so then we're thinking, what the hell we got on our hands? How are we doing? Oh, 16. All right. So, hey, guys. Morning. CN, John, Peter, Jack, James. All right. Okay, guys. Morning. Yeah, we'll get going here and try and get one or two. We need two more, and we'll get started. One more gets us there. Come on. Who's through the door? 19 viewing. Come on. Give me one more. Kind of feel like I'm at the outside of a circus tent. Come on in. See the show.
Yeah.
One more. Who's it going to be? Oh. There it is. Oh, God. We got a burst there. 3 or 4 joined. Okay. All right. Let's get her going. All right, so it looks like it's all regs, right? But for those that join after, and every now and then we get people that are new, right? Just a quick synopsis. You guys know that the members post their content. That's how we we let them choose what we're looking at. So we just put up a poll and ask the members to post those assets that they're working on, that they're interested in, where they see opportunity. And then we kind of go through it with them. Maybe there's something I can add. A lot of times it's so good. It's really what it becomes is a scan for setups with this particular technical approach. Right, so that's kind of the idea here. Hopefully you pick up a tidbit or two, maybe a little nugget on trading or psychology, or maybe it's just a setup that you weren't aware of because, good God, we can't watch everything. So with that said, let me get let's get our disclaimer off. Okay, so this first up, I've got James M. Now this is an account he's had in my ear for a while now. It's about to qualify because it has a qualifying component to it, and he may have it here. Oh, right. It lends itself to this little pump because we needed the pump if this is going to play. So, of course, I'm assuming you guys kind of see the drift here. If this is going to be A and this is going to be B, if that's going to hold, then we can. He's trying to finish this here, suggesting that we've got the potential to finish this through an ending diag. Now, the requirement is here we have to overlap, right? So we've got to get up into that to overlap that pivot, and then we can come down here, and then we'd end up with something like this, right? Which would be right, just right out of the playbook. A little unusual, right? And then we get the expanded B, but it plays really nicely. And then there's a nice finish here. The finish is very similar to some of the TA we've been looking at. As noted on Friday's video here, you have this imbalance area right here where the market went so fast, right? Reasonable. There's some unfilled orders there. And then you've got the 2017 high, factoring in right here. So you have this nice confluence down here in this from 20 to really 23 and change. You've got this nice little pocket down here, but the requirement now for this count to play, right, as James of course knows well, is that we've got to overlap this pivot, right? So this little pump here, I think we kind of alluded to this as kind of a wild card going into the weekend. Let's take that up a degree. Let's match his degree. The reason this doesn't surprise me terribly is that when we were here looking, going into the weekend, like the entire, everyone who watches Bitcoin is anticipating this. And when everybody's leaning too hard on one side of the boat, often, right, whether it's a short squeeze, right, the market becomes vulnerable. Everybody's anticipating the drop down to test this, and so shorts are getting squeezed. I'm sure there's a shitload of liquidations going on. Now, this is a daily, right? So it's not as exaggerated as it might be if you're looking at an hourly. Take it to a 15. I mean, this is a pretty good pump, but it plays really beautifully into his proposed count here in that we needed to get that. So this is some sort of right? It almost doesn't matter, right? Just some consolidation, probably a WXY in there, gets you to your B. I don't think you can quite squeeze the triangle in, but a WXY I think plays. Either way, at the end of the day, it's a 3, right? You look at it like that, right? So into a B, up for the C. This looks impulsive, right? Just right in line. So whether or not we get this or not, well, I mean, so what would be the alternate, right? If it doesn't overlap, right, then we're just doing this, right? If we don't get the overlap, right, it doesn't really change the count. It just changed how we finish it. But the play here, it would make sense, right? If we got that with the consolidation, right? It would be just what you did, what you'd hope for. Let's not get an expanding diag, right? Ideally here, if we're going to get a good turn, and we don't know, there's no requirement that it finishes down here. That's just the expectation. Okay, if this is corrective, so what are we correcting? We're correcting this internal retracement, right? It's all the market can or ever will do, right? There we go. So now you say, okay, well, wait a minute. What else is there? Well, let's at least dominant, where's Waldo, right? Dominant to dominant. Let's start there. Okay, pivot swing. Okay, we're coming into a 50. Oh, we put the full boat on there. Might want to take a look at where the 38 is going to come in. So we're just tapping the 38 just underneath it. So either way, I mean, the hope is we're trying to finish, emphasis finish, in a 5 here, because the very dark look at it is to say we're starting with a 5. But to add to that, right, to reduce the probability, because again, there's no obligation for the market to do anything, but to add to those probabilities of patterns we can recognize and then anticipate their, the potential outcome. Ideally, to see this finish with an ending diag would give you all the more conviction if emphasis if, because there is no requirement. If we come down and take out this low, test it, pump where's the liquidity, right? It's not too hard to know where the liquidity is going to be. Where's every retail trader on the planet have their stop? Right there. I mean, that's not even, there are going to be a bunch of them right here as well, right? Where are the stops? First, really, when you're looking at the market and you're anticipating a trade, recognizing first, let's just, I don't think we have to argue about whether or not market moves from liquidity points to liquidity, right? That's how the market moves. So first question you got to ask yourself, okay, well, where's the liquidity? Where's it going to sit? Where's the resting liquidity? Oh, well, certainly up here. Probably, you could use this trend line here. You'd have some up here and kind of, all of this, right? A trend line is often just like a support resistance line. There'll be liquidity on the other side because that's how retail has been taught, right? If it's a trend line, where you're going to put your stops. So to come up here and pump some of that, grab some of that liquidity, let's not. Maybe they know, maybe they don't, right? That the algo would be responsive there. The other thing to note here, and this is a good example of this, what we don't have here, and Monte Crypto and I were just kind of chatting about this before we went live. This is a good example. Oh, let's do it this way. Make the distinction between support and resistance and a supply and a demand zone. Those are two very different things. Now, when I say that, they could be the same thing, but they are independent of one another. So we're coming up to this pivot low here would be prior support, potentially, right? It's always just potentially offering some resistance, right? So this is resistance, but it's not a supply zone, right? Where would be the closest supply zone? Well, here, I'll use my little, right here. Here's the closest one, right? Where we have, excuse me.
You still clearing?
Oh, sorry. Okay, so we've got potentially this being a supply zone. So then you look at it and you say, okay, well, if we're going to break the resistance, well, there'd probably be a little bit here as well. So come in here. Now we're right at the 50. Well, we've broken resistance, right? But we're not to supply yet, right? So to get up here, well, now this count's getting a little wonky, right? To get all the way up to the supply zone. Now that's a daily supply zone. To get all the way up to that supply, what the hell have we got there? Well, I mean, a little unusual, but I suppose if we were to pivot down there, sure would be an unusual formation, right? So we shall see, but I want to make that distinction. In fact, that's I'm about to redo the white belt here, but I think that's a point that people confuse often, the difference between support and resistance and supply and demand. This is not supply. Okay, so coming up to that, it doesn't necessarily mean that we don't get a reaction there, because, well, what do we know without having to wonder about it? There's going to be an algorithm that's going to respond there, right? And this is, again, resistance. We'll get a reaction there, but, nothing says that it couldn't just, right? Might be a little inducement, come up here, grab some of that. So this is a little bit of hurry up and wait here. Right now, it looks like it's just a perfect setup for a potential rollover, again, just to come back and grab the liquidity. So what you'd hope to see here is this. Right, come down, run all the stops, grab the liquidity, pull all the uber bears in, right? Oh, bring all the breakout shorts, and just literally destroy them. And that if I had to bet, but I'm not teeing up a short here. So I think there's a little bit of hurry up and wait here, but for resolution, which is really what what James is trying to offer us here. How can we get the hell out of here, right? What would make sense? How do we get out of here and not end up back? Well, certainly below the 17 high. Right? How can we stay above that zone? Oh shit, I've got it marked out somewhere. We had kind of a no man's land we wanted to get out of. Well, this is the pump to get us out of that. So nice work, James. Right, this plays beautifully. Now, how far do we go? I think I see a couple other Bitcoin counts below from guys. So maybe we'll see something a little shorter term. But that's a beauty, right? He's been sending this to me for the last probably 10 days, and I've been like, okay, well let's get a little closer to the overlap. Now it's looking like he may have nailed it. Nice work as usual, James. Okay, so next up I got PKS Venda. Where are we going here? We're going. Oh shit, I can't tell what you gave me here. So let's get this one off. Ave, there it is. All right, so, shit, what are you giving me? Oh, daily? Okay, let me make the copy here. Ave, why do I feel like there should be more data? Maybe not. Well, this is all I've got on Binance, so. Well, let's see, PK. I'm just gonna hide that for a second, and let's reset here. Okay, so. Well, certainly log scale, pretty straightforward. Here's a 5. Here's an internal correction. I mean, why would you think something else? You wouldn't necessarily. I will tend to. Oh shit, that's probably a little fat. I kind of wick off the lows just to get a reference. Okay, would you argue with that being an impulse? I guess not. A, B, C, A. Oh, that's pretty sexy. Look how he's going A, B, C, D, E, right? That takes some skill to know to even look for that. Well done there. So A, B, C into the X. Looks like that's, what did we get? Maybe 707 there? You know, it looks like we're right about 707. We broke the golden zone, certainly. All right, so you lost a sell side algo there, but it looks like you picked it up again here, would be my guess. Looks like you did. All right, so you picked him up there, got target, redrop. Shit, that's probably another one.
So Ave was Lind at one point, and it does have another chart that's a lot longer history.
Yeah, I thought so.
They basically rebranded. And so this chart that you're looking at
is from the rebrand.
Is the rebrand, but you can find one. Obviously, his account's not going to be on it, but if you do the Aave USDT calculated by TradingView, because it takes the previous chart into consideration, if you want to. I mean, it'll change things, but you can do his work that he sees right now, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on a second, because I've been having technical problems on both machines today. I got a lag here. There we go. There's some problem on that other machine. Oh, come on. Okay, looks like we're okay. Maybe I'm just pushing it too hard. I got a lot of stuff open. Okay, so let's just stay with what he's given us here. Oh, well, it's okay. So at the end of the day, what are we trying to do? We're looking for a 5 to finish, right? So if this is the last push down, we can get there. This is a very complex way to get there, but this is what we're doing. This is what he's proposing, that it's just a giant 3, a lot of complexity in it, right? This is where this part of Elliott Wave, this is a 5th grader can handle it, right? We get into the complexity of these complex corrections. Well, now this takes a little more effort, right? But a 5 followed by a 3 is essentially what we're doing, but look at all the complexity. This is a long way around to get to a 3. But at the end of the day, that's what it is. W, X, Y. All right, so coming from this X here that got all this little nuance in here, then there's 5 down. There's oh shit, how are we doing this? So we're going to go A, B, C. Oh, how'd you do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B. Oh, it works, actually. I think you're over here. If that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A. B, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe a truncation there gets the X. So we've got A, W, X, Y. Oh, that's pretty tricky. It's good work, PK. All right, because there's the 5. See, you see what he's doing? He's mapping out the 5s. You got a 5 here, you got a 5 here, you got a 5 here. Well, how do you reconcile that? That doesn't seem to make sense until you start to think, okay, how could I do it? Pretty funky count, actually. Very funky. All right, so okay, but let's it almost doesn't matter, right? So all of this, okay, can we finish in a 5? Well, it's a bit like Bitcoin, right? It's giving you this, didn't it look like, it was just all teed up? Like, oh my God, it could have been here, it could have been here. Like, there it is, right? So this little pump we're getting is, I'm sure that's you got a lot of liquidation there as well. So let's just measure it out. Okay, where are we? 2 through the 3. I'm in the pocket. All right, so here, good example, right? We broke through the resistance. Now, where's the supply? All right, out of this degree, there's the supply. All right, supply zone here from that order block or demand supply zone, right? However you like to phrase them. Resistance broken here, and that's with a close above, so pretty reasonable statement, right? We're through the resistance. Now, we got an algo to fight through, and that's a secondary pivot, but that is the 2 through the 3, but I'd be paying attention to this one as well. Since we have such a long 3, and the 2 through the 4 is not what you'd hope. Oh, shit. Could we be done here? I suppose there's an outside chance we could be. You might have been able to you might be able to get away with that. And if it rallies, this is, right, and PK will know that, this is what we'll do. If we rally from here, we just look, say, okay, could we get it done? But do you see why I would even look at that? Is because look at the 2 here relative to this 4. It's just getting, again, it's right. This would have been perfect, right? Roll over. Now, okay, wait a second, right? Do I have a 5 coming in here? Do I? Right? So you start thinking, okay, what are the alternates? Maybe I'm wrong here, right? So, first assumption should always be, let's assume I'm wrong. Okay, could you work a 3-4 out of there? Well, now you're kind of back into like, is this 3-4 the right size for this one? And then you're saying, oh, wait a minute, is this the 1, 2, 3, 4? It's a tricky one. You could probably go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for all of this, right? So the way he had it at first would be your preferred way to solve it, right? That would be the ideal, but market doesn't always cooperate. How would we do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'd have to do it that way. So this all stays self-contained. Well, that's a pretty good 4. Because of that, so I don't know if you're leaning towards a short here. If it was me here, I would have taken that. If I was looking for the short and just accepted the stop here, look at it this way. So if you took the short here, you had enough distance to, at the very least, right? If I get that far, I'm not gonna go to necessarily break even, but I'm gonna tighten that stop up a little bit. Why, right? You get a little distance. Now I don't want to, be right behind it, but I would reduce the risk. So I would have just taken the stop there. Maybe you got a little. It's just a function of how you played that here. But now I'd be less comfortable going on the short side. In fact, I'd wait. I would want to see, okay, well, all right, if this is going to stay as a 4, well, okay, give me the start of my finishing drive, right? I wouldn't go near it until I got it. So what are we doing here, right? There's an 8-hour. We're still doing higher highs, higher lows. So all right, so let's use some tools, right, that we know might assist here. Okay, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Okay, something, we need to change of character, right? Right, it's not a lot to ask for a short, rather than try and pick the turn. Okay, well, give me some evidence that you might be heading lower, like a lower high. Now, of course, that's never, just because you have this doesn't, we could easily do that, right? So I'm trying to choose my language carefully, right? Just because you get that, all that's doing is just giving you, it's clarifying the risk reward. No, that's not the one I want, right? So if I do it here, okay, well now I know very clearly where I'm wrong, right? If I get another high, oh, well shit, I was wrong. But it's not going to blow me up, right? I'm not, okay, no problem, right? It's not a knockout. No problem, right? It's just cost of doing business. It's a stop doing its job. Okay, I was wrong, but out, right? Same thing right here. Right, oh shit, you'd probably take it here, stop right there. Okay, got a little traction. Maybe you reduce a little bit. Stop. Next trade. Or, okay, do I like this enough to continue to pursue that short? Well, I'd be less interested in the short here. Again, you hear me say this all the time. Why take something that's, might be, could be, doesn't quite have the right look? Why would you take that trade? So if you only had 3 things to trade, well, then you might say, well, fuck, I got to take something. With I don't know, God, fuck, how many alts do we have? I don't even know what the last count is. I want to say more than 10,000. You know, Monty? I mean, I take a big fucking number, the number of alts we have. So why, even if you just stayed with the top 50, would you take that? Would you take that short? I wouldn't. Why? Too many good things to trade. If you're taking it here, where's your stop? Right? You can use this pivot.
19,671.
Yeah, look at that. Holy shit, right? So you got 19. God damn, it keeps going up. I was going to say 16, but I thought maybe that's too many. 19,000 alts, and you're going to take something iffy? Now, I know this is a marquee name, right? So you want to stay where there's more liquidity, right? Volume's going to be better here. Let's see what the volume looked like here. I mean, that's all saying, hey, up. At least in the short term, let's go to an hourly and just look at that. See, does that really look like is that an impulse, or is it corrective? Well, just to your eye, sure looks like you could probably work some sort of wacky diag. Oh, fuck, come here. 1. Oh, could we even do it? 1. Boy, that's pretty ugly. You might be able to get that as a diag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boy, it's a chop monster. Jesus, probably have to do WXYs here. Looks like WXY. Fuck. Well, all the more, right? Is that what you want to choose to trade? Just a lot of chop slop. It's chop slop with an upward bias, certainly, but you don't see any clean retrace to a 50-year golden zone. It's just a lot of chop, right? The whole thing is a little chop sloppy. 1, 2. Well, I'd probably do it that way. 1 A B C 2 1 2 3 4. Oh, there you see the potential 3 4 in there a little bit better. Well, let's assume that's 1 2 3 4 5. So you can come here. So you can see that rip coming down. Well, then you got to deal with, okay, well, where's the 1? That sure looks like the 2. So this would have to be 1 2. Well, shit. Let's look at that. So this you want this to be all self-contained, right? You want that to be one impulse. This is a pretty big correction of that. Now let's take that's just for fun here while I got a minute. Let's do this. 1 2 3. Boy, that's your little problem spot right there. I don't think you can do it that way. I think you're stuck here. 2. Even if you just said, okay, we're going to have a little truncation there. Can't do a triangle, so you can make ABC 1 2. No, you're adding another leg in it. Can't say that I like. So all the more, right? So this is just kind of confusing. It looks to me like you got to put another leg in that. So this has to come here. Now we're trying to do 4 because we got to go 1 2 3 4 5 to get that 3. Now I like it even less. That's a hold. That would go watch list C for me, right? It's just not. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but it's not a pattern I would want to pursue. And PK, that's no comment on your quality of your work. Your work is great. I just don't see this is too sloppy for me. So that's me now, right? Somebody's in this, right? I'm saying don't be in it. I just don't see a trade really setting up there that's particularly interesting. The next opportunity would be right here. Let's get into something we can recognize as a supply zone, maybe, right? Maybe you take that. I think that's one to just keep an eye on and watch. But thanks for posting, PK. Okay, so next I got George here with XRP. He's gonna get XRP. He's been working so hard on this one for months. I hope he gets the right count here. Okay, so let's copy that one. All right, George, so one thing, right, if it's an account you're struggling with, let's see, wait a minute now. Is he giving me any instructions? Yeah, he is. He's giving me instructions. What do I get here? This is, shit. Let me go out. Right, so already, when you're down, see, Elliott is so much easier to spot on higher time frames. So down to the 15, I'm already a little tenuous about what I'm going to see here. God damn it, what is with my machine today? Okay, here's his info. Here's what I was trying to get to. So PK Acevenda must have given him an assist on the triangle, right? Which is nice to see, right? I like to see that, right? Members helping members. That's kind of cool. Good for you, PK. Oh, shit. Here, give me a second, guys. Here, let me get some of this so I can see what he's thinking. Holy shit. What are you doing here, George? Okay, so I've got this. I'm just going to take off to the side. This, he's not happy about something. Miss entry, FOMO'd at it. Okay, so you're looking to get long when it passed the pivot, so he FOMO'd in here. All right, so that was a boo-boo. But I'm not sure why. So why? Okay, we got to pull back here and see what we're trying to do here. Okay, most part, it's just a replica of Bitcoin, right? So we have the swing, we have the monstrous chop, right? Everybody thinks we're going lower, and then it doesn't, right? So WXY, which is likely how you'd count Bitcoin right now. WXY. So looking to get long to trade into the Y. So from this, I know this is a little hard to see here. I'm just trying to give you the broad stroke. So A, working on the B, he's looking for that C, right? Then looks like the implication if he has an Elliott count on here. I'm not sure he does. Oh fuck. Let's get back to a 4. You don't need to have one. All right. So I always in the 4 members post, I always tell them, and no Elliott count is required. I just want to see what you're looking at and how you're looking at it. Okay, so we have no Elliott here, which is absolutely fine. Where are we in the fuck? Let's go to a 24-hour. You gotta get context, right? So okay, where the hell are you? Now I know George has been all over this, right? So I know we've looked at some of the ideas here. So it sure looks like this is a leading diag. This is the 2. This is fuck. Do we get it? I think we do, right? So you'd have to get this is your 3, but now this is the 4 is the problem, right? So maybe you could have run with it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So it's sloppy, and there's an overlap here that kind of fucks up that count, right? I mean, it's about as close as they get. Horseshoes and hand grenades, right? Not Elliott Wave, right? So you're stuck with that as a 5, 3, 5. You're kind of stuck there. So you're kind of stuck with a zigzag, right? I think we were all thinking it wouldn't be, but I think you end up with a zigzag there. 5, 3, 5. Jesus, is there any other way to look at this? I don't think there is, George. Oh, maybe there is. All right, what's down here, right? So all the support down here. 1. Can't go 2. Because this pivot is lower than this pivot. So really, you're almost to, okay, whatever, right? Can't really work with it. So, but from here, well, you'd have to use it. Right, it traded there, so an algo is going to use it because an algo is not going to decipher. Oh fuck, come here. It's not going to make the distinction between. Oh, that doesn't look right. It's just going to use it, right? It's just going to use the numbers. Boy, you wanted that to be. You wanted a 5 there. I don't think we can play it that way. So we're stuck with. Okay, so we've got some sort of a zigzag here. So maybe it's an X. We come back here. Boy, we're really kind of loose. W, X. Okay, Y. Oh, that's probably all right. It's kind of sloppy, but we'll probably get that done. WX. So this looks like A, B, C. Why not? What's wrong with it? Right. So that often, right? You just throw some letters up. You look at it and you go, okay, what's wrong with it? I mean, that's what I do, right? I look at it and go, okay, why not? Why not? WXY. Why not? Well, let's go in there and see. All right. So can I get down here in an A, B? Can I get a C out of that? Well, there's a couple of just standard ops. Okay. Is that a 1? If it is a 1, well, now I identify all the overlap. Okay. So. If that's a B, can I finish this thing as some sort of a 5? It kind of looks that way. Well, that's the exact replica of Bitcoin, right? You can't quite tell. Well, let's label it. Let's see if we can get her done. So is this? Oh fuck! Come here. If that's 1 and that's 2, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, 3, A, B, C, 4, why not? Why not 5? Well, let's go down. Let's go down a little bit. 1, 2. Looks like that plays. Oh shit, George! I got so much stuff in here. I can't quite see what you're doing. Okay, so that's a trade you're trying to look at. Let's get in there. Holy shit. Okay, so I gotta get Sad Man off of there. Thanks. PK's telling him it's a triangle. Okay, so let's get back down to, let's get to a 4. Well, this is a deciphering project. Okay, so I got a big W up here. Ooh, it's pretty tricky working here, George. Okay, so we're gonna go. Jesus, how do you guys see those? Okay, so A. Ooh, what are we doing here? A, B, C. A, B, C. A, B, C. So we got A. Jesus, I got to put that in yellow and make it bigger so I can see it. Okay, so we're going to go A. Jesus, how are we doing this? A, B, C. That can't be right. So it has to be here. A, B, C, W. A, B, C, A, B, C, D, E. I see. That's pretty tricky. This I might do that a little differently. A, B, C into that A. A, B. I'd do that as a 5, so I'd keep it. So I'd go A, B, C down here. A, B, C. That's fine. All right. So get your C here. So A, B, C. I see what you're doing. D. Underthrow the E. That makes sense. Right, so PK, yep, gave you good advice there. Oh, fuck, it's like a double top, doesn't really matter. Okay, A, B, C, D, E. So that's W. I lost an X somewhere. W. Where'd you go? X. 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 Y. Okay, wow, this is really tricky. Pretty good stuff, guys. This is very tricky. So do you see what he's doing here? He's going to go W. Oh, fuck, come here. W. Then we got to go W. A, B, C, D, E. W, X, Y into the yellow X. Now he's looking for the Y way up here. Okay, now I'm with you. Okay, so here's the C of the Y. So he's looking for parity. So at the end of the day, this is what he's got. This is what he's after. Ah, fuck, come here. W, X. Wait a second. Why do I not have? Something's wrong here. If that's X, that's not parity, length of W. So this is up here. Unless you did it out of log.
No. Yeah, he did say my C is in the wrong place.
Okay. All right. So, but this length of W is up here. This is the length of W. Okay. So if this is the X, he's looking for an ABC, right? So he's looking for this to come up here, maybe something like that. I'm not sure what that is measured off of. I'm going to unlock that. What are you using there? I think you're wonky there. Okay. So let's see how we did on the algo. Looks like it's too far. Nope, it isn't. Okay, so, oh God, look how, all of that, boy, that is a really tricky count, but look how nicely he got it, right? So this is between George and PK, they got this. So here's the initial push, right? So, you know, it's just a straight rip. Down, what do we do? Right, how many times have I shown that? I don't know, 20,000. Right to a golden zone. Break of the channel here, so that you got to be careful here. This is going to be liquidity, right? Where's all the liquidity? Oh, right. So just along this trend line here, every one of those pivots stops, right? So this is potentially, right? It's a liquidity grab. So the implication would be, okay, right? If this is what's happening here, and this is ultimately all that's happening here, is this is just a we'd have to call it a bear market rally. If this is a bear market rally and it's just a grab for liquidity before we go down. Okay, so let's go into now, which is, geez, I think he sent me a 15 minutes, so a long way to get here. This looks good. I'm just going to hide it for a second so I can see what you're thinking. Okay, 1, 2. All right, let's take that up a degree and make that a little brighter. Okay, so we got a good X down here. Oh, that's a fucker, right? One. What do you do with it? I mean, that's why he's giving me a 15, because he had to get that. Ooh, yeah. I don't know, George. Can you get that into a... I don't know if you can get a 5 to fly there. Well, you can get a 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can get it there. You probably do that WXY, wouldn't you? Well, you gotta finish over here. Fuck, that is a bitch, isn't it? A, B, B, C, W, X, A, B, C. That's probably how you'd have to do it. So you're gonna get to a 2 over here. This is... Okay, so really, is there an Elliott count in here? No, not really. I mean, we can label it. What is it? Really? Just consolidation. So is it worth putting a count on that? You know, I struggle with that, right? So, I mean, I can... You know, you go down, then you go down to a 5 from a 15 to a 5. Oh, maybe I can squeeze it in there. Oh, and then I'm going to go down to a 2 minute. Oh, maybe you know, it's kind of pointless, right? You don't need to solve for every swing down to the, you know, the 32nd. It almost doesn't matter in here, right? So is this the 1, 2? Yeah. Okay. All right. You got to label, you got to put them somewhere, right? We can't just go, let's just start with the 3. So this is a reasonable effort in the spirit of, okay, well, we were coming out of a golden zone. I got to push. I got to retrace. I got an internal retrace. Now, purists might disagree with me there, but I'd love to see the purist count there. You probably do a WXY. So 1, 2, I think that flies, right? Now here, so we come out of this, which is, fuck, flip a coin. Right now, I get impulsive action, right? So it's from this, which is really, you know, this is a, okay, kind of. Maybe it's a 1. Now, okay, now it makes more sense because I have context. So if you're right here, you're calling that a 1? Really? I don't think so. But when I'm here, now I got context for it. So now I've got to call it something, right? And I've got a swing, I've got a retracement that's internal. So I got to call it something. You know, that's just the reality of Elliott. There's Elliott reality. Let's take it out of the play, out of the books, out of the examples of perfect video examples, right? Here's reality. You got to call it something. And it only makes sense once I have context. Otherwise, I sure as fuck, right there, I'm not calling that a 1. I'm calling it consolidation. The implication, the only thing I can see here is that I can see the algo defending down here. That's the only thing I can say with certainty. To say that that's a 1, no. Now, okay, maybe. Now, definitely. Okay, so 1, 2, where am I in this count? 3, 4, 5, looks like I completed something. Well, we're trying to get something impulsive here. We're trying to complete an ABC. Okay, A, B. Do I have enough? Well, I like that it comes back to the edge of the channel there, is commonly done, right? Well, so why does this happen? Why is this so common? Because the breakout traders come down here, right? So now the people that didn't take a stop here, right? Now this is hopium. Oh, it's going to come back. Oh, thank God, thank God, thank God. So instead of getting out, right? So if they were here at a breakout, we've all done this, right? I've done this more times than I care to admit, right? But you would come back down here. This is such a common thing, right? So if you were short here, you're like, oh, please come back, and it comes back right to your entry with an amazing amount of regularity. It'll come right back to where you're in. If you haven't experienced this, trust me, you will. And what does your brain do? Oh, baby, it came back for me. It's going to go. Right? If you don't take advantage, if you don't accept that you were wrong here and get out, it'll come right to where you got in, and then it'll start to go away from you again. Right? You had the opportunity to scratch, right? It's happened to me day trading, it happens all the time. Oh, come on back. Oh, hey, it might go, right? The discipline is, okay, I was wrong. I got a gift from the market to get back to where I was. Let me get out and start over. Okay, wait, whoa, what just happened there? I was wrong. I thought something else was going to happen. Okay, so now breathe, take the emotional stress out of being underwater in a trade out of it and say, do I still want to get long here? Fuck, we are looking at a 15-minute here. Unless I'm very short-term trading, I don't like to make decisions, unless I'm trying to nail a count down off of that low a time frame, because it's so squirrely. You're so vulnerable to chop. You're changing your count all the time. Okay, what do we got here? There's a candidate for an A. Let's brighten that up a little bit. So I got an A. I got a 3 into a B. Okay, that works, right? I'm just trying to clear up the chart, right? Your work is good here, George. Okay, so we got 5. We got our 3. We got our 4. We got to live with it. Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus, that's not so good, is it? Can we call that a 5? Or do we have to live an expanded B there? Oh, that's a fucker. Oh, shit, I hate doing this, but let's just take a peek at it. Here, let's go to the 5, see if I can actually get a 5 out of that. Negative. Well, let's see. How could you do it? Fuck. You'd have to do it like this, which is just a hideous force fit. I can't say I love that, right? So that would give me some pause up here calling that completed. But now, so then you say, well, wait a minute. You just rationalized how you could call that a 1. Are we doing the same thing up here? Well, fuck, I got to call it a something. So, okay, it's not a 5. So, but I got to put the 5 somewhere. It makes me uncomfortable to trade something when there's any spot in the market or in the chart where I've had to do that. Oh, well, fuck, I don't know what else it could be, so I'm just going to throw a 5 there. It makes me very uncomfortable taking a trade when I know that's hanging in the background, because sooner or later that is likely to come bite me in the ass, right? That I compromised account here. I don't know what it is. I mean, certainly one possibility here is that this was the 5, and we'd have to just change this up a little bit, and this is an A, an expanded B, and we're coming down into the continuing in the correction. So does it even matter? Well, it would matter in terms of where I'm pulling retracements from. Boy, that's a big expanded B. I can't say I love this count, right? It's starting to fall apart now as you get down into the... Could I live with it? Well, if we're going to call this the A, boy, I better have a really solid B here before I think about taking that, because I'm already compromising on the A. And I did a little compromise down here on the 1. So, all right, let's just go with it for the time being. See if we can get something we like here. If this is the A, well, he's got this right here, I'm sure, right? So here is that. Yeah, there it is. So that's swing from high to low. So here's his 50. So the ideal zone is right here. Okay, we're looking for a B. So A, B, he's looking for 5 down. Okay, let's go to that 30, see if we can get it done. This is a good B, right? So the A here, okay. So the other possibility right here is that this is, if you're going to be a little bit more strict about what you're seeing here, if this is A and this is B, well, this could be 1, 2, and we're working on 3, 4, 5. It's going lower. You might see, I would leave that marked here, say, compromised here. Right, so if this thing starts to get squirrely down here, I can work backwards and say, well, remember that bit here. Oh, does that look like a... Could we have 1, 2? Well, that's not the 4, right? So already, see, it was already getting a little wonky here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, obviously, we don't like the look of that. That's not what you wanted here. You wanted a bigger 3, so I would just take that off. 1, 2, maybe a W. Right, if that's the A, is that going to be the B? Well, it could be. A, B, do I have a C? Do I? Well, now we're back here to the 5 minutes saying, do I have a C? Okay, maybe you compromise here. I mean, could you get the 5 done? Yeah, you can. How does that 5 look compared to the 1? Do I have a 5 there? Again, it's more compromise, and I'm on a 5 minute. So... I'm making a point of all of this so that you recognize if you might like, God damn it, I want to get into XRP. Well, okay, XRP is going to be here tomorrow, next week, next month, right? Maybe you leave some on the table here, but if you keep compromising as an Elliottian, right? So, fuck, right? Maybe there's a way to look at this without an Elliott mindset here. But if you're going to apply Elliott Wave to try and identify, okay, where are my opportunity zones? Well, if you keep compromising like that, eventually you're going to end up over here going, well, fuck, and okay, maybe, could be, because, well, that was a little wonky. So there would have to be a whole lot, for me, right, it's just me, right, there have to be a whole lot of confluence here. Okay, well, there's a good sign. That's 50 to the tick, and here's the target, right? So we know an algo's in here, but that algo's pumping the short side. All right, what's it going to do next? All right, are we already broken here, or we just, yeah, we broke, right? So it's got to go back one. Okay, so you're in the process here of, oh shit. Well, where would the next potential short, right? So if this is going to have another leg down, because this looks like 3, even if you go with the C there, well then it looks like another 3 here. I wouldn't do anything here because this looks like, could be okay, but is that a 3? Well, looks more like ABC. And what does it look like right now? 1 looks like 2, looks like 3. That's what it looks like, right? But, looks like is what. Do you want to take a trade off of that? I might wait and see, like, oh, do I get the little kick here? Oh, well, then I got a 5. So would I be thinking, oh, okay, A, B, and now we're going off into the C, which is what he's after, way the fuck up here. He's looking for the ABC to finish it. Oh, this looks like, there's probably a corner pocket in there. Okay, could be the B. So if this is the B, well, we need a C here. Well, it's not going to be there, and not likely we're going to have a massive extension. So what would you be thinking here? You'd be thinking, oh, maybe I got shit. Can we even do it there? Let's just see if that's long enough. Let's get out of log here. Let's just measure twice, cut once. Yeah, we are long enough. Okay, so his is a little different than mine, but so there's 100%. So we are long enough. It could be, right? We've already overlapped. Okay, so maybe I got a little diag coming out of here. 1, 2, 3. Boy, you better get that pretty quick. Otherwise, it sure looks like ABC 1, 2 could be rolling over. I take you back to when you're unsure, why put money at risk? Never any reason to do it other than, oh, maybe you're a little bored. Oh, crypto's popping. Well, let's take a runner in XRP, see if I get some legs, right? Almost guaranteed you'll lose money if you approach the market that way. Almost can guarantee it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if this comes up and I get a 5 here, okay, I'd be anticipating a 3 because I need to get way the hell up here. So 1, 2, right? I got to finish this with a C. Whoa, fuck, I can't even find it. Way up here, right? Because we're looking for this W. Fuck, remember WX, right? A. So if this is a big A, AB, that's going to need to be a big C, right? So that's not going to do it, right? So if this goes 1, 2, even with I'm being generous here on the 3, okay, could we? Oh, fuck, come here. Could we do it? So we got something like that. Could we get algo? Well, if this is 1, well, you're going to need one of these legs is going to need a big extension to get there. Would you bet against it? Well, what's the only thing that we haven't done yet? Get the geometry on it. Now, where's your? Oh, interesting, right? So note here, out of log, we don't break, right? In log, we hold, right? So you'd have to do this in log because that's corrective. Oh, let me get mine on here. Because it's corrective, I'd go to a shift. Oh, come here. Oh, fuck. Hang on. Jesus, where's my fucking shift here? There we go, shift. Okay, all right. So then I'd be looking there, thinking, okay, well, no requirement that it gets there. What are we going to run into from above? Just because there's an algo there, I mean, algos get stopped out all the time. All right, where would that put us? Sad man. Sad man. All of this, oh, I can't tell that, that must be his, right? So this is his work, right? So this is all in, he already had that. Okay, so where is the resistance? Where's the algo? And where's the supply zone, right? So if you're looking for, well, I can see one right here. We have a supply zone right here. There'd be another one right here. So you'd have multiple zones on the way back up. So maybe that's too far. Let's use the secondary. That put us, we'd have a supply zone here right at the 50. You're going to have this one here as well, obviously. So you might come back into here. Right, then we've got that now. So now we're coming into supply at a potential technical location, right? So we're working from a secondary pivot through the swing back to the golden zone. Now, oh, we'll see. So he's trying to get into, he wants to get into the ride up before the ride down. So I guess that stays off to the side. So he's trying to get into the C. Okay, so what do we have to wait for? Well, it looks like we got to wait. You got some waiting to do. You got to wait and see what that is. Is this, oh fuck, 1, 2, 3? Right, is that good enough? Would you want to long that? I'm not saying that just to be trite. I'm just, would you? Well, you kind of, okay. So this is what you'd be counting on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? See, if it's me, I'm not worried about missing it. So, okay, if it does that, well, okay, good. I got a higher probability here that this is a good pivot, even though it sure is a little shaky. Okay, so I got 5. See, so what am I missing here? From 41 to 42 and change? Really? You're so anxious to get in the market, you can't wait for that? Okay, now take it. Now, okay, because now I can finish this. Now I can go, oh, fuck, come here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I have some sense of where I am, and then I can do the exact same thing, going back the other direction. Okay, if that's a 1, all right, let's tee it up here. Maybe I can get 50. Maybe I can get a golden zone. Maybe I can get a golden corner, right? The building blocks of a good trade. Oh, okay. I waited because I was patient, right? So I waited for the 5 for the confirmation. I got 3 back down to a golden zone. Order block at the golden zone, right? Potentially a demand zone. Look how we came. Boop, it came out of there. Potentially have orders unfilled there. So what are you looking for? All right, it starts with that. Okay, is that going to be the 3? Probably not. 1 of the 3. Right? Where's the 3? Right? Then okay. Pieces start coming together. Oh, okay. I know where I am. I know what's going on. I can see it. Rather than, well, fuck, might be, could be. Oh man, let's take a flyer. Right? I promise you'll lose money. And if you don't, all you're doing is reinforcing bad habits, right? And so you may not lose money this time, but eventually your account's going down, right? If you trade that way, just a matter of time. Just all it is. You will go down. Okay. Well, we gave that a hell of a look, George. Good work. Right, did a lot of dialogue there. Okay, so now I got Grant. Oh shit, Grant F. Let's do him because that'll be. I know exactly what I'm going to see here. Let's see. This is when you've become a good trader. I don't even have to look at what's going to be here. I know what I'm going to see. That's when you've developed consistency. Why? Because he approaches the market the same way every time. Right, there it is again, right? Look, it's trademark, right? So where's the Elliott, right? Where's the algo? Is there a harmonic there? Is there an Elliott count that would fit? Well, here, right? So this is not. I mean, don't shy away from this, right? So did all of the other shit really matter going into this? Well, as if you're a developing student, right, and you're learning, well, yeah, I would want you to go through all that and see if you could do it. Not because it's going to affect the decision necessarily over here, but first, right, can you do it? Right, that's a lot of times what I'm doing here, saying, let's see, can they do it? Because I always ask them, right? I give them the choice, really. I say, it's up to you whether you want to label it, but if you do label it, right, then I know you're progressing. I know you can do it. Then you don't have to do it. So does he need to go impulse? Does he need to do it all? No. Right, so impulse correction.
Hey, Sam.
Yep.
I was just going to let you know I'm stepping into the appointment.
Oh, yeah,
I
I
have
know.
my headphones, so
no problem, man.
I have my headphones, so I'm still listening.
Okay, man. Okay. I'm just taking care of some biz. Okay, so, all right. So if right, you're here, okay, right. Do I have a potential 5 to finish 3, 4, 5? I've got a contender of a pivot. Oh, shit. Just out of curiosity, right? It's something I would do. Let's grab that pivot. I like to just do that. Okay, so something else over here? Well, that was support. Not necessarily demand, although it looks like it might be. Looks like it might be a demand zone, actually. Just out of curiosity. Oh, yeah, you'd probably take that whole thing down. Run it over. I wish there was a key to extend. Because when you draw it, you do this, right? Can't do it. But it sure looks like that would be a long-awaited order block from that. Good example here. When you have an order block, you do not want the market to stay for long, right? Because the assumption is there's unfilled orders. Now, a second dip, well, fuck, right? That's somewhat surprising. Look how quickly we came out here the first time, and then the second time, same thing, right? So clearly, demand, not support. That's a demand zone. Well, it happened to be support as well, right? There's an example where you got both. Okay, so coming out of the low, right? So what do we want to see, right? Okay, so this is a great example. Geez, I haven't even looked at what it is. Marcus Corporation. THE. Oh, that's unusual. I've got a contender for a pivot. What is it you want to see here, right? So that's why with the last one we were looking at, we're like, oh, fuck, okay, maybe it's long enough. Maybe, Jesus, what happened there? Maybe I got a 3. Telling you, my machines have been acting weird today. I think you get my point there. Why take something that's not? I mean, look how fucking perfect that is. So I come back to where things you hear me say all the time. Why would you not take that trade? It's literally technically perfect. It's perfect. I've got every possible advantage I could ask for. I've got an Elliott count that makes sense. I've got a golden, not just a corner pocket. I've got a golden corner pocket. And I'm in the process of a harmonic. Now, there are harmonic traders that do nothing but trade this. They trade this break right here, right? So if that breaks. So on the assumption that rather than this being the target for the sell, this is the target for the finishing of the harmonic, right? So he's actually kind of playing that. I don't know if he meant that deliberately, but there's a harmonic educator out there. I've read his material. When this is his trade, right? To finish the harmonic rather than wait and then take the short. So that's kind of what he's doing here. So you are not going to see anything set up more technically perfect than that today. That's just perfect. You might see something equally as good, but you're not going to see something better. So then why would you not take it? Well, because you don't want to allocate capital towards Marcus Corporation. You got something you like better. Shit, you could trade this with options. You could trade this with a call spread. You could a put spread. There's all sorts of things you could do here. But just technically, it's just WXY, right? You got all the threes, got everything you wanted coming out of a golden corner, 3 targets. There you go, guys, right? Take a picture, right? Now, does that mean that this is a guaranteed winner? Obviously not, right? Of course not, right? But right now, it's got 80% probability of success. 80%. How many trades do you have right now that you're in with 80% probability of making their targets? Well, if median lines are part of your criteria for taking a trade, it should be every one of them. And just think about that for a second. You'd have every trade in your book right now with an 80% probability of profit. Now, how many can say that right now? Not looking for an answer. I just think about it. When was the last time you said, okay, I've got let's assume a little diversification. So 3, 4, 5 trades, 3, 4, 5 assets that you're in. It doesn't have to be crypto. It could be spread between asset classes. How many of them have an 80% probability of hitting their targets? Wouldn't it be nice to say all of them? Well, hey, Sam, all of them, of course. Of course, all of them. Something to think about. CN Saladar, oh, you're giving me a double bang here. I got Apple and EQT. Okay, so let's see. I guess we got two on the chart. Okay, CN, what are you thinking here? Did the market do anything? Okay, all right, see, is this my copy? Yeah, this is my copy here. Hang on a sec. All right, I'm here. Okay, so I'm thinking, Stan, you want me to look at both of these, right? You want me to look at Apple and EQT? I'm kind of assuming you want both of them. Okay, let's look at Apple. I haven't looked at that in a while. All right, Apple, what's going on here? Well, this looks kind of interesting. Looks like wave 3 completed a big 3 and the correction is done. Do you see a bearish count waiting for a retrace? Okay, well, the problem with Apple is where do you begin your count, right? Because well, you're pretty much stuck doing it in log. Sam, did you mean to send? Yeah, did you do the analysis in log? Here, I can see you're fresh, right? So looks like you didn't, right? Because you're highlighting that. So that's fine, right? So from here to here, we can work outside of log, right? But if you're looking at the whole thing, right, you almost can't do it without log. Okay, so he's got the order blocks on there. All right, so we're going to start from this. Always just it helps me, right? So if I'm trying to finish the count, where am I starting it from? Okay, so 1, 2. I'm seeking that third. Oh, am I? No, got a different. Yes, I am. Okay, so this is the bigger one that he's proposing has completed. So 1, 2. 1, 2, what'd you do here? Triangle? A, B, C, D. Yeah, that works. Okay. Oops. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can't say I love that. Probably stuck with it. This is COVID, right? So that's what kind of clearly you got that. I think this is I think in Apple it was a golden zone. It was. All right, so Apple should surprise no one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, triangle, 4, 5. So we complete the 3 there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're doing diag. Yeah. Okay, so here's one where, oh fuck, maybe we don't do a diag. Do we clear that? Yeah, we did. Okay, so easy to spot here. Right, we don't have to struggle too much with that one. All right, so let's just take it down. Okay. Okay, so you plant the 3 there, and the first question is, okay, why not? Why not the 3? What's wrong with it? Clean finish in the 5th. Extension in the 5, right? So ideally, I thought maybe we had a diag there, but since we don't, right, you lean in all the stronger here. Big, nice finish with a ripper in the 5th. And it makes sense. And you can finish the 5th, right, at a double top. Okay, so A, B, C, W makes sense. A, B, C, X makes perfect sense. A, B, yeah, that applies. Why not? All right, let's open it up a little bit more. Oh, you're giving me, geez, what is that, invisible ink? Okay. Let's do yellow. Okay, so A, B, C into a golden zone. I mean, these are there are not many that don't. An apple. Let's see if I can find. I know there's another one in here. There's one that didn't go, right? It's unusual, right? So we got to, but in terms of the context, you wouldn't have been thinking that, because now you'd have been thinking, oh wait, ABC. You'd been thinking this was the W here, WXY. What's the problem? Right, we get a lower high. Oh, what comes? So it wouldn't be surprising if that's how he had it right here, right? When we did this, you're thinking, oh fuck, all right, boom, up we go, right? You're thinking 1, 2. Well, you adapt to what the market offers, right? So accounts change all the time. Just because you're thinking, oh, I've got it, WXY into the 4, and there's the 1, 2. I guarantee, shit, that's what I would have been thinking. How would you have been thinking something else, right? Oh, 1, 2. Here we go for the 5. Doesn't happen, right? And when you broke here, well, definitely it's starting to look like something else is going on, and then the backdrop and the war and fuck everything else. But the drop is right into that. So do we have a good finish? Well, if we are going to avoid a recession and a bear market, Apple would lead the way. So if this finishes a 5 and we start to rally, which that would be surprising. I think you're right to be looking to trade this on the long side here. Oh, let's go down. Let's go to the hourly. So the choice is, well, if you wanted to get long, you're too late now, right? So let's just label it up here, right? So maybe you took this, right? So there's your 2 A, B, C into the, oh fuck, that's an unusual bar, 3, 4, 5. All right, well, let's put this all together, and CN knows, right? He knows to do this. He would have done it already. Okay, so looking for that 3, 1, 2, maybe, right? Maybe. That's not much of a 2. This is an unusual bar at the fuck. That's an unusual bar. Oh, it must have opened, because that must have been over a weekend or something. It's unusual. Up we go. Is this golden? Not quite. It's a corner pocket, though. Doesn't have to be golden to be useful. Ooh, look at that. Interesting, right? So we've not gotten there. Let's get these guys right on it. Oh, let's see. Do we have to use that? Oh, that's a true double top. Interesting. That is a tick to the tick double. Do we need it? Well, let's just out of curiosity move that over. I think you do. Interesting. All right, so true double top. 1, and I'm not getting there. And 2, I mean, that's I like this. I'd like of the 2, because I think you got to use that. You get your 80 here. Another leg here, and we got a nice looking setup here. So where's the, you'd probably have to use that little one, since this one didn't do anything. So here's the one that gave you the break of structure. So you use this one, trying to get up to that 3, 4, 5. Okay, so do you want to be okay? Do you want to be buying it here? Well, there's a couple of different things here. All right, so here is the resistance, not a supply zone. That's the resist. Oh, there, shit. Maybe you could make a case. You probably do have a little one right here, because it did do something. All right, that's the last up before we break. So you probably got a little one here, and you've got a second one here. So you've got two resistance zone, or excuse me, supply zones above. So if this is going to get one more little leg here, this can be. I wouldn't just take it off of that. I'd want to see the higher low, right, to take it, because this could just be kind of a teaser. Often, God damn it, come here. You'll get a little teaser here, and they'll want to suck in people. It's kind of a small one before they get up to the big one, or bigger. But you've got quite a few of them here, actually. You got another one here. So this one here, likely more liquidity than this one. So this of the two, I'd be anticipating that. You know, at this point, if you're not long, you wouldn't want to be longing it right here, would you? Right? That's not a place to like to think I've touched you guys well enough there. That's not where you long it. But on a retrace, see, there's not much subdivision in here. So right now, you're just grinding higher without. I mean, that's the deepest retracement you've got. If this is the two, that's all you got here, and that sure looks like it might be the internal. Fuck, there's not much separation there. I'm already on a 30. Is that your ABC of your 4? I'm kind of stuck with it right at the moment. That's all you got. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like that's heading towards a. If this is 1, 2, 3, 4, we're working towards that. Boy, so where's the next trade, right? You got to just wait here. You don't know which one of these. You don't know, right? So, but it's in terms of probabilities and strategic entry where you're not going to put yourself at risk of undue risk. I think you're on hold here. You can't buy it there. Well, fuck, you can. I would, sure as hell wouldn't. Right? Okay, now do something like that. Right? Give me a little retrace. Okay, now I know right where I am, and then I know right what to do, and I know what targets are, and I know where I'm wrong. There's a trade that you take comfortably. You don't sweat it. You don't go, oh, fuck, well, I'm not sure. I don't know. It could be. I may be, sort of. Fuck, I don't know. That's an easy trade to take. And then, you know, when you're taking that trade, okay, win, lose, stop, winner, it should be, okay, I take the trade. It's set up, gave me all the conditions I wanted. I know where I am in the count. I'm coming out of I've got a corner. I've got targets. I've got geometry. I've got the algo. I've got supply demand zones. You see, if you don't take it here, what is it you're waiting for? Oh, I need it to be going up, right? So I'm going to wait till it's safe. Right? No. Now, the only thing you could wait for is down at a smaller degree of shock. I'm already at a 15. You're going to go down to a 5 and try and get a higher low. Well, you know, some people, right? Then, okay, where's your stop? Right? If they can get it, you're wrong. Because what just happened there? I just turned into a 5. Right? So you're wrong. Right, see, wrong. Okay, but did not going to knock you out there, right? You're not going to go a 500x leverage there, are you? So you're just going to take a stop. Okay, welcome to trading. Get used to it. 1, 2, 3. What am I doing here? Well, I'm right into the supply zone. What would you anticipate? The 4. Do I want to buy into that supply zone? No. You gotta wait till that gets on the other side, and you're kind of missing it, right? So at this point, you can't buy into the supply zone. You don't want to buy a breakout, so there's no trade opportunity for you there. Now the thing completes. Oh, hey, completed the 5. Now, if this keeps going, tough luck. Let it go. You got to let it go. It would be reckless trading to try and chase it. Something you don't want to, well, my view, right? Chasing a market like that, you're just asking for that. You're just asking for it. If you're chasing, right? Don't do it. It's just not worth it, right? So because now, hey, look what happened here. Oh, I've got a completed 5. Okay, bring it on down. Maybe it comes, maybe it doesn't. But if you're chasing, or if you lack discipline, you're just gonna get churned up by the market, right? Then you're gonna be guessing and wishful thinking and, oh, please help me, hope maybe this time. No, there's only in an Elliott count. There's only a few really strategic opportunities to position yourself, right? And I'm on a 15-minute. So I'm on a 15 minutes. So if this completes, okay, where am I, right? Am I in the? That's the 4. Is this the 5 or is this the 1 of the 5? Well, that's a 15 minutes, so I'm going to assume that's the 1 of the 5. So did I miss the whole fucking thing? Probably not. Oh, maybe there's $20 in there of room. Shit, 32 to 52. Yeah, I mean, you missed some of it. But if that's a problem for you, you need to rethink. That's not we're not trying to get every little squiggle in the market, right? We're trying to be strategic about entries, right? Where can I enter with the least amount of risk with the best potential for reward? Where do I have good targets? Where does the geometry guide me? Where can I get opportunity between algos so that I'm not buying right into a golden zone? There's only so many spots for that. And if you're disciplined about it and you choose wisely, you'll stay out of trouble and you'll have a long, successful career. Where do we get in trouble? When we compromise or we're bored and we're like, oh, fuck, things moving. Let's take a flyer on it. Let's see what happens, right? It's guaranteed recipes for success, or pardon me, for failure. You're guaranteed to blow your account out. But if you're disciplined and say, nope, I want to get in Apple. I'm dying to get in, but I wait until I get the setup that I'm looking for. Otherwise, okay, it's Apple, but there's plenty of other things to trade where you can find those points where it makes sense to take the risk. Otherwise, I promise you, just a matter of when you're going to blow up. Okay, let me go to what else we got here. We got EQT. I know EQT. What about QT Corporation? Okay, now here's my fucking machine locking up again. I'm just telling you something weird with both of my machines today. Okay, EQT. I got a 2-week. Interesting. Oh, all right. Struggling with the macro. Hang on, I turn my fan. It gets hot in my office. Door closed. Okay, so EQT. Do we have? I see your point. 1, 2. Well, that's about all you got to work with there. A 2-week chart. Boy, that's a... Well, I do advise, right? Elliott gets easier when you go out to a higher time frame. Well, that's a higher time frame. Is there... Yeah, I think you're stuck there, right? So my thought was, oh, maybe this is the 2, but I think you're right there because this overlaps. So you got to go one. You got to do it as A, B, C. Well, there's a cluster F, right? But you do get a good 3 here. Well, okay, let's think about that. Well, that looks like a WXY. So it looks like if we're going to do the internal count, we'd have to do it this way. Oh, YouTube's giving me some sort of error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Viewers may be experiencing buffering. Okay, so YouTube's just telling me maybe that you have some buffering issues here. Okay, so could this, right? So first thing I'm thinking, right, much like I would do to myself, right? So, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so first, what's wrong with it? Well, or not what's wrong with it, but okay, are we solid on that? Well, to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it looks like the internal count is where there would be some question marks, and not necessarily that this is wrong, right, but okay, is there another way to look at this? I think you're stuck with a WXY there because that looks like 5, 3. So I think you got to go with the expanded flat here for WX. Well, fuck. Yeah, you're going to have to do a WXY. Looks like you can work an impulse here a couple of different ways. Oof. Well, it's a 2-week, right? I don't think you want to do this. I don't think you want to do this. It's too big. Well, okay, so ideally, you might have it up here, but then you're doing this as your 4. I'm not sure that makes sense either. 1, 2. Well, let's measure, right? When in doubt, start measuring. If this is 1 and this is 2. Oh, damn near, right? We're making it challenging here. So that wouldn't play for the 3 relative to this 1, 2. Couldn't be. So, but this here is interesting. Right, 2, 6, 1, 8 is about as, well, sometimes they'll go farther, but that's an extreme for a 3 to go to that level. So kind of makes me, right as you were suggesting here, do something like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 looks like that might be the count, but God, that's a cluster right there. It's just a free fall. Well, okay. So what's the next thing we do? Let's see. How does it measure? You know, so you can make sense of that as a possible front run. Support resistance, maybe. Right? Do we have a demand zone there? Probably right there. You do. All right, it's a secondary one. Looks like it would be right there. Actually, didn't quite get there. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like that wants to go 5. So you might be stuck with that. Why, this is tough ones. I can see your struggle here. Not a lot of conviction in that one. Can we even do it? I don't think we can. It looks like it's not long enough. Ooh, did it make it? It looks like it did, just barely. Yep, it did. That's. I've got that. Let's get that right on there. It's hitting it. That's through, right? So we're long enough there to go 1, 2, 3. Now diag looks like it. Yeah, it is. Okay. A B C A B C A. Oh fuck. A B C A B C. Well, you got a good 5 up here. Boy, this is just riddled with problems, right? Can you do a 5? Looks like you might be able to do a 5. No, you can't. I was thinking maybe you can. Let's see. That's a 2 week. Let's try it daily. Holy shit, 2 week. Okay, with the overlap. So my thought was, can we do a 5, 3, 5, 3, 5 diag? We can definitely do 5 here. Right? So this is the one spot here that's easy to nail down. Okay, can we do the same thing here? This looks like A, B, C. So sometimes it's just it's almost a kind of a patchwork of, okay, what can I see? What can I be? Okay, that's likely. That sure looks like a. Jesus, am I doing that? Am I in there? That looks like 5, 3, 5. So that looks like a zigzag there. Kind of hard to see for some reason because of all the choppiness. But it looks to me like we could do 5, right? A, B, C into the B. It's just kind of a straight rip there, so you're kind of stuck with it. A, B. Yikes. Looks like a bunch of series of ABCs, although we can finish with a 5 here, so I'm assuming you guys can see this. All right, so that we can see. A nice 5 there. Ooh, what do we want to do here? Can I get that? I guess we can't. I guess that might work. So extension in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So contracting diag. Sort of like what James had for us earlier. So it looks like we could do 1. Oh, fuck, come here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe? Well, then we don't. No, that doesn't work because we don't. We'd have to. Oh, we could do it. We do 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. Right. So we'd have to do a contracting diag in a 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. Because there's no way you're turning that into a 3. That's a 5 all day. You can squeeze a 5 in here. This is a little shakier. 3, 4. Jesus, that looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a tough one here. See, I don't know why you fucking around in here. All right, and when they get this wonky, I'm already shit. See, if it's me, this is just me. I'd have been gone half an hour ago. Why struggle? And now, if you're in it, a different story, right? It's the trade you're in. But if I'm looking for a new trade, it's way too much. Way too uncertain. That is interesting. At least we're technical there. And that is, what are you pulling from? That's the low. All right, so just based off of that alone, this is, I don't know, it's worth the time and energy to go through and try and dig that out. 1. So does all of that really even matter? This is iffy in here. I would not have a lot of conviction in what the hell you have there. The potential, that's still going higher. 3, 4, that's a very shaky. I mean, in spirit, right? There's the correction, but is that a 3? I like the only thing that's really attractive here is that I've got a perfectly technical 50 here. Well, okay. So what are your choices here? Clearly, you're going to have some supply up here. Do you want to be shorting it? Well, okay. Of all the choices here, I sure as hell wouldn't be buying it. Not because it couldn't go higher, but because the risk reward. There's no. If you're a retracement trader, we haven't had a retracement yet. So, okay, now I'll buy it. But I'm not buying that, right? Because I'm not a Momo breakout trader. If I was looking, okay, if I was really wanted to get long, I got to wait for that. Then I'd take it. But here, who's taking that? Retail was just like a bunch of sheep, like right to the slaughter, right? Even if it, where are the stops? Where are the stops? Where's the liquidity? Right, which is why. Okay, so let's say, right, if this is the 3, it's going up for the 5. I'm not saying, oh, there's the top, and we're not going to go get the 5. I'm just saying, in terms of strategic entry, the single worst place you could possibly enter. The worst. So looking at that, where would have been the best place to enter? Well, assuming you knew you took the turn. You haven't had anything since then. So this is really untradeable. Shit, on a weekly, it's untradeable, right? Except for the possibility of selling into that, because there's going to be supply here. Right? But in terms of the risk reward, maybe we're going golden zone. How's that risk reward going to look? Right? If he's right about this being a B, I think that's what he gave me originally. Was there was a big short opportunity here? Isn't that what you gave me? I think you did. So how's the risk reward look there? Oh, this is fucked up because it's in log scale. Oh, what do we got? 94 to 1? How's that? So just looking at that, I mean, that's almost tradable just because the risk reward is so insane. So what do you want to be careful of here? If all the liquidity's there, which is kind of what I was suggesting earlier, anticipate, right? There's going to be some, at any dominant pivot like this, there's going to be some manipulation, right? Because retail is going to be salivating to buy it. So even if they did that, see, the reason you don't want to buy it here, because you could just get vulnerable to that. Because that, if they can, they will. That's what they're going to do. I always say that. Let's use the composite operator, right? It's Wyckoff's term, right? They're the powers that be, market makers, within the exchange, whales, call them whatever you will. But it's okay. If you could, would you? If you had the money to do it, wouldn't you do the same thing? Come on, yeah, buy it, retail. Come on, look at that breakout. You know you want to buy it. Come on, buy it. Oh. All right, now where then? Who's going to buy it down here, right? Who's not going to buy it there? Oh, fuck, I can't buy it. It's going down. Right, that's all the market ever does. Oh, look at that for a free draw. Oh, maybe I fudged a little. Pretty good free draw. That's why if you just take nothing else out of these live streams and you just stop doing that and you just pay attention to think, where are the stops? Where's the liquidity? The market moves from liquidity to liquidity. That's the auction process, right? You hear the auction process. What the fuck are they talking about? The market is auctioning back and forth. Okay, where can we do business? Where can I do business? Oh, look, there's a bunch of volume up here. We can do lots of business right here. That's the function of the market. and market makers. Where can I get business done? So that's why the market moves to liquidity, because lots of biz gets done here. But as a trader, we got to pay attention to that, because that's where we get fucked right here. Oh, fuck, shit, you get stopped left inside out. Right? That's why when something like this comes down here, you got to look for the evidence, which is why you don't necessarily want to sit here. Like this sitting down here would have been high risk. There's no pullback. Give me the little, just show me you're there. Well, now then it just turns upside down. Right? So if you took this risk reward here, and let's say you lost on both of them, did you live to trade another day? Probably, unless you're dumb about it, unless you went 500x. Either side, right? Next trade, because I don't put myself in a position where I can get hammered, where I can get blown up. Right? There's never, ever, ever a reason to do that to yourself, right? It's just self-inflicted suicide, right? There's just no reason to, that's kind of redundant. There's no reason to ever do it. Never, ever, ever a reason to put yourself in that position other than just lack of experience, right? Or just you took a flyer or hopium or go to Vegas, right? Free drinks and a pretty girl to bring them to you. You have much better time. This is, you just wait, right? So why do we do it? FOMO. Oh, I don't want to miss it. There's no, okay, all right, so here's an example of FOMO, right? Could you have chased that? There was no chance to get in there. Oh, fuck, here we are, maybe there was on a smaller time frame. We are out here on some pretty, yeah, there was. All right, so as we say, okay, you don't have to be down here because I got the opportunity here. See, if they can get the stops there, right? You've heard me say this 1,000 times. If they can get the stops there, they will get them, right? Because where are all the stops going to be, right? Once this starts, where did everybody who got long put their stop? And I mean everybody who got long in EQT. I don't even know what EQT is. 1, 2, 3. That's not a great looking start, right? But it looks like maybe you got to start with an extension in the 5th. Was there a trade there? A little sloppy here. You got wicks through, right? I'll stay with them if I don't get a close below. So that would have been tenuous, but it looks like you got a second shot at it. Maybe you got one right there. Right under the golden zone. See, right, so if you're like, oh, fuck, I missed that one. Oh, boom, right there. Look, it's a 50 and a golden zone overlapping. If you just wait, if you just don't give into the FOMO, as soon as you hear yourself, oh, fuck, I don't want to miss it, right? Just get your hand off your mouse because you're not going to miss anything. You won't. A retracement always comes. Why? Why can I say that with so much conviction? Because human beings are predictable. Oh, shit, look at the winner I got. Oh, it's coming down. Oh, stops, gets hit. Oh, I got to take my profit before you... Right? We do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again, which is why all of this is, you can even attempt to try and predict what's next, not because of the magic numbers, but because people do the same thing when it comes to fear and greed and their money, loss and gain. They do the same thing over and over and over again. That's what the technician is counting on. Fear, greed, right? People are impulsive, right? They do stupid things, right? That we need them to be doing stupid things, right? It's kind of a harsh way to phrase it, but that's the reality of trading, right? There's somebody on the other side did the wrong thing. All right, so here, oh, breakout. Sooner or later, okay. See, look at the difference here, right? So we go up, we come down. We go up, we come down. Now, okay, we're seem to be holding here. Holding, right? Oh, we're going to test it. Shit, is there a bunch of supply going to fall in here? Is it safe? Up it goes, right? But sooner or later, they all come back because people are predictable. All right. Hopefully we got that. We got a good look at that. All right, so you're in a hurry up and wait here. If that's the B, you got to wait. Chris NL. Oh, we got a second look. Didn't we? We looked at this. I think PK had me looking at this. Okay, so I got. Oh no, this is to Bitcoin. Okay, well this will be interesting. I'll beta Bitcoin. All right, Chris. Chris, where the hell have you been? Haven't seen you in a while. Glad to see you posting again. Market do anything? It's outside of the IB. Okay, all right. What are we thinking here? Boy, it's been a long time since I've seen many spreads come across against Bitcoin. I've been kind of keeping an eye on ETH to Bitcoin. Well, this looks good, Chris. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? It's hard to argue with that. That's rock solid, right? Nice finish with the 5. Got it. Look, right, he's done all the work, right? So I know he feels good about this because he nailed it all down. Okay, so then we're on a 3-day here. 1. ABC into a W. Triangle X with you there. 5. What do we do here? Okay, so triple bullish divergence on the 3-day. All right, let's break in there a little bit. Let's go to, Jesus, that's a lot. Let's go down to a 1-day, see if we can get in there a little bit more. Oh, let me just clear up some chart space. Okay, so we're corrective. So he's working with a shift set of median lines here. So you're trying to tell me there. Oh, question mark. I gotcha. Okay, I see it. Well, yeah. What do you do there? We need it to be. Oh, I think you're all right there. Oh, the spirit of is a 5, as you said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'd be inclined to go with that one. Yeah, we didn't overlap there. 1, 2. Ending WXY for the major 2. What is that? That is your. Why does that have a line in the middle of it? Oh, I see. You're connecting to, I think. Yeah, okay. Weekly order block, which is, okay, I see what you're doing. Okay, all right, so since I'm down to the daily. Okay, so this is the order block we have. Okay, so I see, I've got you. All right, so here, there's no close below it, right? So it's still a, unless I fucked it up there. Did I move that down? I might have. Because this would invalidate it, but if we're down here, there, I might have done it when I was jiggling it. Oh, shit. Let's go there. Well, really, this is the hold down, right? You could damn near do it that way. It's usually not one bar. It's in this section, right? Here's the last drive down. See, I don't like to tie it down to one bar, right? So this is all down before we go up, right? So here's potential, right? It's always just that potential demand. Same thing here, right? This is the last swing up before we come down. No close. Well, we have no close there. So this is okay, right? So if we're gonna finish, what do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4. It needs one more down, and then it's game on. Okay, so let's get in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in a diag for assistance on how the algos might play it, pivot on the 4. We're looking for the 50. What do we get right there? Oops, I got it. All right, so the best setup, right, for a diag to complete is you can catch it at the 50. We really don't want it to go to the golden zone in a diag. It's too deep. Right, so once we've overlapped the 1, you're clear. You want the 50. Now right? So he's using the geometry here as a target. So, but look what he's doing here, because he's not saying look to be a buyer here. Where, right, if this is the 2, what's he doing? Right, he's already teed up how he's going to play it. Not try and catch the 1, not FOMO. We're not going to FOMO into it. We're going to make the market prove itself. Prove it to me. Okay, right. I got all the ingredients here. I got all of it. Everything I needed right here to give me that nice diag to finish. Let's see if we can get one more in here. Pivot of 1 through the 3. We can get the 618. Right, so this would be, you'd have a little hot box down here. Do it that way. Oh, shit. You got something going on. Now I'm kind of curious how you do that. Oh, how'd you do that? So you're getting, oh, I'm going to have to look at how you do that. Right, so I've got a box with an extension. It must be a box. I get it. Right, so it's a rectangle with the extension already keyed in. Okay, so here's the trade. Now, can you be patient enough to let that set up? Oh, there's the free draw right there. Okay, can you wait? Because when this is going, again, people are predictable. What's going to be going on in your head? Oh, fuck, I missed it. God damn it. I set that whole thing up and look, it's getting away from me. God damn it. Look, I nailed the pivot. Now, let's see if it can prove itself, right, that I've got a trend change. Because we're talking about a pretty significant trend change here. Right, all of this, right, that's a big ship. Lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, low, double bottom, lower, low, right? So this all has to, right? But you see, that's why you see diags at pivots, because the market is wrestling, right? The straight impulses are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So all of a sudden, the market just feels like, oh, we're running out of momentum. The swings are getting tighter, right? So that's why you want to see it contracting at the where you're projecting for a pivot. Doesn't necessarily. Well, now if he wanted to be aggressive, right? If he really was leaning into this, right? So I'm not suggesting this, but I mean, there's the only other way to go, right? Because now, maybe you're down on a 4 hour here. Oh, let's see, I nailed the turn here, so I'm going to take the 2 of the 1. You get beaten up a little bit in here. Well, don't do anything stupid, right? So you're not going to get hurt too badly in here, right? I wouldn't go balls deep here. I'd just, okay, let's take a few little punches here. Maybe we can pad our account a little bit before we can go. That way I can use a little house money when I'm going for the 2 here. So maybe I'll trade the 2 into the 3. Maybe I'll trade the 4 into the 5. Or maybe I'll take the 2 and just let it run. Where's the resistance going to be? Right? You got to plan it all out. Where am I going to run it? Where am I going to hit my head? Right, well, certainly dominant to dominant. There's going to be an algo sitting right there. All right, little algo ping pong, right? See it every day, virtually every day, every market, right? From 150 to a golden zone or golden zone to golden zone. It's just all day long, right? I see it all day long on the 1 minute chart and all the financial markets. It's just all day long, algo ping pong, right? Just one to the next. So where's the opportunity? Well, a lot of times you're looking for that space between. Before you're going to bump your head here, right? If you're an S&P trader, that could be 10 points. Could be 20 points in the S&P. Okay, so if I can take it here, well, do I want to try and fight through? Well, there's shit you can do here to help you, but okay, can we get through, right? If we don't, we're sooner or later, one side breaks or we go sideways forever, right? Can we get to that third target? Well, if the trend is strong enough, see, look, there's a good example because we need an impulse here, right? So we need that muscle here. So that's why, okay, if I was going to stay long, do it in the 3. Because I'm counting on that momentum, the impulse, the buying, the greed, however you want to think of it, to take it through. What else would I have here, right? So it's easy to forget, right? Oh, wait a minute. I'd have a golden corner. What would my probability of making the median line be? As long as that pivot holds, I got 80% odds. How many trades open in your book right now have 80% odds of getting their targets? Something to think about. Hey, that's good stuff in there, right? That's a tricky count. Aave Bitcoin, nice work, Chris. Really like it. Right, so what is he doing? Right, so this is probably top of his watch list. He's waiting for that to come down and qualify. Because right now, you can't call it an ending diag yet, because it's not. For all he knows, right? I mean, this thing could fly out of here, and you're like, wait a minute, what just happened? Just because it's a perfect looking ending diag at the moment, remember, Elliott's just a snapshot in time at one moment, right? That could change easily. But right now, if that comes down as he's anticipating, and you get the little turn, again, why would you not take it? Right? It's technically perfect. Why would you not take it? Because you think you've got something better, right? That's the only reason. Or you're out of capital. Well, that's it. MG root. What are we doing? We're doing. No, am I saying that right? MDE. Shit, I can't say it. I'm going to go with MD root. Oh no, he told me. De Groot. That's it. It's De Groot. That's it. He said, I struggled with it last time. He sent me a DM. Said no, my name is because his last name is De Groot. So I got it this time. De Groot. Okay, so we're gonna go bottom right. Okay, so I got to make a copy. Okay, let's see what we got here. How are we doing on time? I don't have Monty here to guide me. Okay, so I'm running along. How are we doing down here? We might go a little bit long here, but I'll try and speed them up. Sometimes I can be a little chatty. All right, okay. So, I think we looked at this last week. I hadn't seen this before. Seller network? Oh. M. de Groot. This is nice looking work here. This I like what you're doing here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Is there anybody who wouldn't call that an impulse? Probably not, right? That's 10 out of 10 Elliotticians going to give you an impulse. This is nice work here. So this is right the other side of it, right? So that's why ideally, right, when you get perfect Elliott wave, you want a leading diag, not a contracting diag. We'll note the difference between the two. Here, here we're trying to finish with an ending diagonal. Here we're leading. It's the start of something, not the end of something. So perfect A. That's good work. Boy, you're really stuck with it too, because that's a 3 all day, right? How would you know? You'd be stuck there, right? So that plays beautifully. 1, 2. So he's got his A, B. Oh, you'd have to do that as A, B, C. This gets a little funky in here. A, B, C. Or you probably do W, X, Y. Wouldn't matter, right? Actually, just at the end of the day, you don't worry so much about every little. Oh shit! I've got that extender on. There's the. Let me see if I can figure out how not to do it. Okay, yeah, there it is. Okay, so the consolidation, right? So if you're looking, what does it look like? Well, most likely that's a 4, because I've already got the 1, 2. So if it's going to complete as a 5, do you need to get in there and do you get every little squiggle? Only if you want to, right? Once this starts, right? Okay, I know where I am. Okay, I got a leading diag. What am I anticipating next? Well, I'm anticipating a 3, right? It's not rocket science. Do I get a good 3? Well, it's got a pretty good looking C on it, but I sure get my 3. But that's technical as well. There's your 50. Looks like we're about to get second target. Right, so there's a good example, right? Don't hang around just waiting for that golden zone, right? That if you're waiting for the golden zone, you won't get the golden zone. That's kind of how the market works, right? If you wait for it, they'll front run it. Not because they know you're there. It's just funny how the market is that way. Boy, nice use here so he's using, so this is a good distinction, right? So this is support and resistance. Now, is there a supply zone there? Probably got it as well. Oh, you could use this, right? So we'd have a supply zone here. This last little crank up, we got right to the edge of it. Didn't make the discount range, but boy, is that good. That's very technical. And we're at a 50 there. So there was a trade right there. Shit, did you have anything underneath? No, you didn't. It's a correction, so we're looking for, we got a sliding parallel here. Well, that looks like that's, you're 50. Oh, no, that's 100, right? So this is, because this is equidistance to the median line, so he's on the edge here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and look, he's trying to nail that down. Let's get down to a 2. We can get it all done. Well, this looks good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's, boy, that's just great TA. Very well done. M. de Groot, very well done. So he could even add a little channel on this, right? And say, oh, let's just really nail this down. So does he need to sit down here with a limit order? No, right? So if it finishes like that, maybe he gets a little diag to come down here and get that 5 down here. Okay, do I get a so first question is, how does the market react? Right, he's not the only Elliottician, right, who's going to see, oh shit, I've got a perfect zigzag finishing here. He's not the only one who's going to see it. Additionally, was the algo going to respond here? Well, let's see where we are. Oh fuck! Let's go to a 4-hour. We got an algo that's potentially. I'm sure he's got it in here. Here's his golden zone. So here's the 50. So we're in. Let's see. So if I fatten this up, we're between. Here's the 50 and the golden zone right there. Oh, right here. All right, so anywhere in here is potentially an area to be paying attention to, right? We come down here. Okay, do I get a reaction? Now, you don't have to, it's not a bad idea to let that first one confirm. I've done this 1,000 times before. Right here, do you know that the low is in? Shit, right click there. If I'm here, do I know? You can be enthusiastic and say, hey, I think I got my 3. But you don't know. Well, fuck, you never know. But you don't. Now I know. Now I know I got a 5. Well, I don't know that that's the low is in, but I know I got a 5. Here, I don't know. That could just as easily be another 3. Maybe we're going to go WXY. You don't know. Here, now. So what do you think? Oh, fuck, man, but I missed all. Look at everything I left on the table. Well, I'm kind of repeating myself here, but eventually, even if you get an extension in the 5th, eventually the temptation to take profit is too much for the average crypto trader. They're going to take profit, which stops, it comes down. Now, the people that waited, right? So the more conservative trader just waited for that. Okay, confirm the 5, right? So now I've got conviction in this pivot. So when assuming, right, again, I'm filling in a lot of blanks here. So when I get here, I have so much more conviction in that trade because of this and because of this. It's context. Context is everything, right? Coming out of between a 50 and a golden zone, I got a 5. I finished a perfect zigzag. I finished in a 5. I waited for the 5 and I waited for the 3. What's the only thing missing? Now, I got geometry targets. Oh, let's see. He's got an order block up here. It must be. Oh, he's got some weekly, monthly, and 3-day order blocks, right? So he's already, oh boy, this is good work, right? So he's already seen where resistance, it's not necessarily resistance, where is supply? Where is supply likely to come into the market? So maybe he can get to that median line, right? Hits that monthly supply. This looks like it's an order block, right? So he's got an order block up here. He gets here, so 1, 2, 3, hit that supply. Boy, he's planned the whole thing out just beautifully. Oh. There's my 4, because all this supply came into the market. Now, is it enough supply? Well, fuck, how are you going to know? Well, you don't know. You don't know because this could be ABC of an X and we're going to go down. You don't know until you get that. Now, now I'm pretty solid on the idea because, again, this could be ABC, right? You don't know, but I've got a whole lot more conviction because I waited. So what's likely to happen next? Not guaranteed, not inevitable, but probable. Right? I finished an impulse. What am I anticipating? Nothing says, right? It couldn't. But it's all we get to do is anticipate. That's it. Right? You don't want to always be reacting. There's got to be some anticipation based on the context. Otherwise, it's just every fucking squiggle is like, fuck, I don't know. It's up, it's down, it's up. You'd have no sense of where am I? What makes sense here? It's up, it's down. How the hell else are you going to put together a trade plan if you're not using context? I'm genuinely asking. Like, how would you do it? I don't know how anyone would do it. But here, I can say, I know where I am here. Now, if this happens, then you literally are at that rare moment in time where you can kind of see the future. All right, let me keep going. That's great work, M. DeGroot. Very, very good work. I like everything you're doing here. Really, that's just quality TA. Very good. Pay attention, guys. That's good work. I'd keep an eye on him. Okay, Sage 32. What are you doing? GMT? Okay, is this GMT? On the 1 hour, let me make a quick copy here. I'm almost done, guys. Here, I got a couple more, and I know I'm running long. I don't have Monty here telling me to shut up and keep moving. Okay, so we're doing, okay, so I've got whenever these guys give me a 1 hour, I can't see. I gotta pull back. So I need the context that they're seeing. Let's go to a daily. Oh, at least he's been hanging out with James M. Okay, so 1, 2. All right, that's a little weird. Okay, to me, this just looks. This is just my own weirdness. That just looks weird to me. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this. Again, these are just my own little quirky little habits, right? I want the absolute low and marked off, right? If I'm going up, okay, how am I looking here? Okay, it's hard to argue with that. This is nice work here. A little funky triangle. Oh, fuck. Well, that's good enough. Yeah, that works. You got the right look. Right look. Well, that'd be a good test question right there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, okay, so you could see an alternate here, right? That maybe you could do it that way. Why would that matter? Well, now, shit, I'm just telling him I like it. Let's go down a little bit. Let's see how that looks. Well, that's just a pump. The reason that would matter, it would be a function of where are you looking for that retracement. Okay, so if you're stuck with that, and then you're thinking, okay, where am I likely to go? Okay, so how does this look as the 3? Well, let's see. Do we need to be in log scale here? We're from. I don't think we do. I think we want to stay out of log scale there. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we went past the 2, 6, 1, 8, so that's a strong candidate for the 3. Sage, let's pick this apart. I think this might be interesting. So he's going with another triangle here as he did here. Okay, he's probably stuck with that. Okay, let's go with it, right? So A, B. Yeah, it looks like he's got it again over here as a triangle. Okay, let's do a little measuring. Right, so if this is the A and this is the B, we're light years past the 2, 6, 1, 8. So you got a really unusual structure here. It feels like I want to be in log scale, but I guess we can't do it. All right, let's go down to the 2 hour here. 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. I guess what I'm looking at here is I kind of want this to be over here, which it is, right? The way he's counting this, boy, I might want to spend a little more time with this. I guess you can get this. Could you do 1, 2? You'd have to do A, B, C. Well, I suppose you might be able to do a WXY in here. Oh, fucking Christ, I had trading view. But that you'd be doing it there and truncating the. Well, let's go with a triangle, but it leaves you with this A, B, and this massive C. Would make me a little uneasy with it. That's just me, but. Coming all the way back to support, not necessarily a demand zone, just support. Okay, there's like the mailman's here. Okay, so 1, 2. Jesus, we got, man, he loves a triangle. 1, 2. Okay, A, B, C. That works. 1, 2, 1. Jeez, I can't even see some of these colors here. Let's get that in white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So diag into a 1. Let me go to a light blue so I can see it. 1, 2. All right, that flies. Got it. Your finish is good here. 1. This is tricky, right? So it's good triangle work. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2 coming down. Well, shit, that flies. Interesting, right? Right into the. Oh, I like that. Change the colors. Ukraine. All right, so 1, 2, 1, 2. That's a pretty bullish count. It's just a wacky. The C to the rest of the thing is pretty heavy. But I think it's as valid as any count here. It's kind of an odd chart, but I don't know anything. Let's see. Well, there's nothing not to like there, other than I hate that thing. 1, 2, right? So if he's looking for golden zone, which would make sense. He got an order block right here. So demand, potentially demand here. So why do I say that? Because look how quickly we came out of here. So if we come back down to it, there's potentially some unfilled orders here because it just went not even a down bar. Oh, and then it creates the break of structure here, right? So it does something, right? It does its job, gives us that break of structure here. So this is a good demand zone. So this is a nice setup, actually. Well, what else would he have here? He'd have a golden corner. Got it. And I find those things annoying. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2. He's trying to play into the 3 at that degree. So you'd be after, boy, it lines up nicely, doesn't it? So here's his, all right, that's the shorthand for the 1618. So we go here, all right, 1618, 175 window. If I've got that marked right. That's his, right, which is spot on. So here now 168, 175 window up here is his third target. Boy, this is nicely done. Beautifully done, right? First, oh, look at this, right? Really, really well done, right? Now that I'm kind of getting in sync with what you got here. So first target, first algo, second algo, third, but see how that plays in with the way he's counting, right? What he's looking for here, which is the third. So he's anticipating the 1618, which would be third target. So if he's right, now he's taking profit along the way. Boy, this is a nice little trading plan set up here. 80% probability, right, of getting to that median line. Now, it could do it here. We don't know, right? But if you did that, wouldn't that be nice? Or if you got here, if it went right through, maybe you got this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, you could do it here, right? You don't know, right? You just, what we do know is that if this holds, I'm good. Again, not 100% odds, good probability we get there. Beautiful, great setup. What are we looking for? We'd be looking for higher prices. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The only thing I don't like is the wacky count. Is just how we got down here, but that's as good as any. It's a lot of triangles. Triangle, triangle, triangle. 3 triangles in that one little space there. Well, that's good work there. Boy, that's certainly one for the watch list to see if you well, first, right, we got to come down here into that zone, right, and see a reaction. But I might get that on the watch list. Just be patient, right? So maybe you put an alert at the 50. Right, now we coming down. It's good stuff. Sage 32. Sage 32. Are you? I don't remember your handle. Maybe it's new member or haven't posted much, but that was nice work, right? And that's a tricky count, right? It's an interesting choice. All right, let me keep moving here because I'm almost done. Frayed 57. Oh, we're back to near. Oh, so something must have happened to change your count because I think we looked at that last Monday. He must have a big position in here. Okay, so let's go back, or he's looking to get one. All right, how am I doing on time? Oh, I'm a little late. Okay, so I'm a little over. We've got. Well, I got Sage. Okay, so I got 2 more. We'll get done here. So I got. All right, let me speed it up a little bit. Okay, so this is near. Gosh, damn, did we? Yeah, we looked at this last week. So 3, 4. Could we be done now? Okay, we're going to do it with a diag. Well, I guess we could be done. Let's go to a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why not? Well, of course, all I see is this, right? Consolidation. Okay, chop around in here. What's there? Why are we chopping there? I mean, you can you can almost just do this and say, okay, well, every time we got here before, right? Did buyers show up? Well, they went deeper here, right? But we're just, crypto's not been particularly in favor of late. Oh, that's pretty, let's see. Why? Oh, I see why you're doing it. Okay, so we have a legit flat here, right? Because, fuck, he's far enough. Right, I'm not a stickler for, it's got to be 90. But I'll bet he's pretty damn close. Yeah, he's clear, right? So because first I'm looking at that going, why are we not doing WXY? And why is he not doing that? Because we got a 5 to finish, right? So the only option here is a flat. 3, 3, 5. Qualifier is, did we go 90% of the length of the A, which we did. So that's good work there as well. Well, Frade knows what he's doing. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We got all the 5. We got 5 of the 5 of the 5 in there. Finishing with that diag. Okay, so let's get out of the hole here. Let's go to a 1. I guess we can get this out of here now. Oh shit. There we go. Okay. Do we have a good 1 there? Oh, that's a cluster F, isn't it? Well, yeah, I'm with you there. So we looked at something like this just a few minutes ago. What do you do with all of this? You kind of got to wait. I mean, you could probably do it here. Is there a count there? No, we could label it. I might have done it here. I might have done that. Just because it's the deeper retracement, right? It's the deepest thing you got. 707. It's not much of a shape. Could you, shit, maybe you could do a diag. A, B, C, A, B, C, A. You might be able to work that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not much of a 5. Well, let's see how that would show. Well, let's just go with your count here for a minute. Let's make sure I didn't fuck your count up here. I don't think it would matter, right? If we're here, and I took those out, you probably still work that as your 3. Oh, just out of curiosity, because this is what I would do. Okay, where'd I get to here? Plenty far enough. Why not? What's wrong with it? Nothing. Nothing. Okay, another good example of the difference between resistance. Resistance and supply. Where's the supply? There. Did get a break through it. We did get a close through it. So if you took that trade, right, you took a very small loser. If you took it into when we got into the discount zone here, you got stopped there. But the supply showed up. Well, there's nothing to not like here. This is impulsive, right? We've got a good contender for this to be done. We double topped here at resistance. The supply was there. Oh shit, you'd have another one up here. God damn it. Okay, in between, kind of no man's land. I suppose you might be able to dig one out there as well. I don't know that it matters. Okay, so you're just in a hurry up and wait here. Well, this is a nice touch, right? So he's saying no, wait, right? There's the entry. There's the target, right? He's got some big targets here. Right, he must, either he's stalking this one because he likes it, knows it, and he has a feel for it, or he's got a position because we've looked at this one a couple of times. So it must be one that's, that he likes. Is there anything else you could work on there? Well, you probably make a case that you got a demand zone in here to add to that. I'd probably just use all of that. right there, right? So down, right? So we came out of here, right? We broke structure, so you've got some demand there, which would play nicely here. Now I got, if I get the corner here, as long as we don't do this, right? Then right, it's 80%. As long as that pivot holds, we come right here, boy, right there. Boy, that's one to keep an eye on. So this, right? Maybe an alert here on the 50. If it comes down a little bit lower, I don't want to miss it. I want to see what's the reaction. Do I get a reaction to set up a golden corner, and do I get a little pullback here? Then I'm in. 3 targets, all tied to potential support and resistance, and a big 3 here for a 1, 2, 3. Perfect setup. Really well done. Nice job, Fred. Okay, all right, Sage, I'm coming back to your Bitcoin, and then I got Woo Wonka, and then we'll call it a day. All right, so let's go here. Sage, what are you thinking on Bitcoin? So we looked at James earlier with the potential for that ending diag, which I liked a lot. So let me get this over here. All right. Oh fuck! I gotta pull back out here. I can't see what you're thinking. Okay, so we're gonna go WX. We're looking for a Y. James, you got all these guys doing this now. All right, let's see here. All right. Okay, so coming down here, this is working this as a 5. This is the B, so we're trying to get. Oh, he's going for the low being in. Okay, I got you. Okay, so he's trying to go ABC. We're done, and now we're starting up. Okay, that shit. Why not? Okay, let's go with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we got a contender down here for the 4 via the WXY. Okay, let's go down. Let's go to a 2. Let's see if this makes sense. All right, you're gonna have a little bit of a scramble here, right? So we had looked at this as a contender for an A, but if the low is in, it's a 5, right? We get a diag here. WXY, right? Why not, right? So now we come out of here. Oh shit, those I do hate. So hang on a second. Let's make this bright so we can see it. 1, 2, 3. That flies. I'm not sure what that is. That looks like, I'm not sure what that is. Okay, so let's just come back here. So 1, 2. I think this is a 50. Let's see here. He may have already had this on here. All right, so we're in between the 50 and the golden zone here. For this is a WXY to go 1, 2. We get an impulse there. That's nice, right? That's good work. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 3. This could be in here. 4 going up for the 5. All right, got a nice target up here for a candidate for the 1. All right, if we start to roll here, this is right. That was always the alternative, is that we were done down here and that this was not going to go over. I still think this is the lower probability count, but it's certainly valid. It would just shock me that this would go untested. This is really not a test. It's not. Because it's really just consolidation, right? So this to go untested. Well, fuck, Bitcoin, who knows with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is not your average animal. So I think we can probably get this out of here. So we have a corner. Assuming impulsive, right? So this becomes the key pivot. So this is the pivot that you are counting on holding. So 1, 2, we come down for the retrace here. It looks like he's already set it up. It's nice. Why do I not recognize your handle? Unless you're a new member, this is good work. Okay, so this is coming in. So he's looking to enter here. So he's waiting, right? So 1, 2. Oh, did I get a 3? Did I get a 5? Well, we're not quite there yet. Looks like it was a tease, right? I'd want to get that. That wouldn't do it for me. I'd want to see a little bit further, right, before I had a whole lot of conviction in that retrace as a 1, 2. Well, you know why I like this? Because the alternate is if this is a 3 and we've gone A WXY, this would be and this would be the B, or there's probably 3 different ways to count that. And then we're working on the impulse here is the C, right? So that would be the bearish alternative here, and that now we're going to go down here and we're going to test this. We're going to go down towards those lower to mid 20s, right? So you don't know right now. Well, again, do we ever know, right? But you've got a candidate here, so you could still play this. Because if this is the C, if we're putting in the 4 here and we're going to start down, this is 1, 2. So if you're taking it here off of the idea that, okay, right, so it's either the A, B, or it's 1, 2. Well, you could trade the short into the golden zone here if you're very short term. But if you're wrong, right, you're going to know very quickly. Well, you're going to know sooner than that. Here, let me do it with his. Right, so if this is corrective, you're going to have very low risk here, right? Because you're going to get stopped out pretty quickly. On the thinking being, if this is the 4, right, and this is A, B, C, and we're going to go down for the 5, well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, now we test. If it's not this, right, and it's going to fake everybody out, which would be just like Bitcoin to do, and he's going to be right about this alternate here, this bullish alternate here, well, he's going to, I mean, you could even wait a little further and say, oh, if this is 1, 2, I got to have a 3 here. I could take the 1, 2 of the 3 for a little more. All right, oh, let's do it there. That would be the more conservative approach. Right, you wait right now. You risk one of these things running away from you, right? But again, as I said, right, sooner or later, the retrace always comes because people can't resist. 1, 2, 1, 2. Right. So you can play in here. You can play in here. You probably play in here with some moderate leverage, and not hurt yourself because the range that you're trading in terms of where you're wrong is pretty tight. So you could trade this with leverage, and not blow yourself up. That's a really good thought in there, Sage 32. It's good work, right? Welcome aboard. Hope to see you in more live streams. Some good ideas, some good work, some good content. Okay, Wu Wonka, last one. We'll finish up here. So Wu Wonka with Matic. All right, let's get Matic going here. What are we thinking, Wu? Wu puts it upside down. Okay, so let me go to copy here. Wu, it gives me Johnny Depp. Oh God! What are you telling me here? That's a pirate cross? What is that? Or are you just being silly? Okay, let's get this. Although I kind of like this. Where do you get that shit? That's funny. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Oh. Well, let's see. This is not a bad thought. Well, so here's the first thing I would do. Right? So let me get a little geometry guide here. Now, obviously, we're way beyond here. So you'd have to put some big runners here, but this range here as a magnet to the market is kind of interesting. Coming down here, I guess we've got to acknowledge that the one possibility is 3, 4, 5. No, so it looks to me like that this would be something you'd have to consider because this is going to be right there, right? You can almost just visually see that this and this are within ticks. Oh man, you got to tell me what that is. A depth cross. There's probably we'll come up with a new pattern for that. Is it a flat? Okay, so this would be. No, we wouldn't want to do it that way. We'd want to do it as a flat. Are you trying to finish this as a WXY? No, you're trying. So you would want to do this as an ABC, just to correct your Elliott just a little bit, right? So you could go ABC into this since you're running it as a flat rather than as a WXY. I would do this as an ABC, right, for the subdivision. ABC here for the expanded B, and then you're going to go. you're trying to finish here in a 5. Oh, I don't like that. Okay, so do you see why? So look what you're trying to do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, this is why I draw these out. Right, does that have the right look? I think not. All right, so I wouldn't go near. I wouldn't trade something like that, right? I mean, it may be the count, but again, as I say often, right? Why take something that's that wacky? When you could clearly see the alternate is here is that it could be right 4, 5, right into a double top. We actually do get. I mean, you could probably squeeze a diag in there. It looks like you can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So this is a very valid contender as an alternate is that you topped up here. And then you got a clusterfuck coming down, right? So I'm gonna veto that count. Well, when I say that, I mean by all means, if you have conviction in it, trade it. But that's not how I would see it. Just based off of look at the 5 relative to the 1, relative to the 3. It's just too wacky. And so let's see, how could we rework that? I think you could skip that. Now, my thought is you probably tried this already, so I may be running into a brick wall here doing it this way because I'm just doing it on the fly. But let's think about this as an alternate. So we got a leading diag. So it's not terrible. Leading diag, so let's label it. So I would go, oh fuck, what is with my machine today? Come on. Oh shit. Well, if I lock up here, at least I did on the last one. What is with my machine? There we go. It's a really weird day for me. Okay, let's try again. Okay, so let's get 1 labeled. 1, 2. Well, that sure looks like a 4. Looks like you'd want 3, 4, 5 to come down here a little lower. Okay, so here's this is okay. I know. Wait a sec. Stand by. No, I thought that you were going for a truncation. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, A, B. You got an A, B, C here. Well, that looks all right. All right, so Jesus, let's see a good color I can see here. 1, 2. Well, so just looking at it, you got to check. Oh, here, hang on. Yeah, we got to check and see that 3 is not the shortest. I'm gonna guess you already did it. Yep, you did. All right, so we got a contender for a 3 there. Well, that's a good looking B. All right, so the ABC looks like that's playing pretty well. I'd be mindful of how big the 4 is relative to the C, right? You don't want that going too crazy. But that looks good. This is the speed fan. This is a golden zone coming from the pivot high. So he's got a 618, a 65, 786, and an 887, I'd guess. So the speed fan looks like a nice setup into that. And then 2 through the 3, this stuff in here. I'm not sure what he's doing there, so I'm just going to go to one you guys recognize. So here, what have I got up there? I've got platinum. Let's go to, all right, so here would be the 38. So this little pocket right here, actually, he's got it set up. Right in here. I don't know that I'd, well, okay, so let's add the supply zone. Right. Fuck, is that a giant? That's a giant gray wick, right? You got a big supply zone here. I'm assuming that I've got that right. Well, fuck, this is a 24-hour. So I might refine that down a little bit. Are we doing, you're doing, your up bars are gray. Weird combo. Okay, all right, so here's the, I'd have to change my colors around a little bit. So we're trying to do this. A, B, C right here. Okay, so it looks like that's maybe too far already for a golden. Although we have Doesn't look like we have any closes below. Nope, no closes below, so I'd consider that still valid. Good target here, right in the pocket, right? So you'd have your algo target right there for the 4. So if anything, this is, I'm assuming you're kind of thinking, right? There's a trade there on the short side per your trade setup, but I'd think that would have you done here. 3, 4 down for the 5. So you got a good, what do you got? 5 to 1, a little over 5 to 1 for that. Now, where are you? Okay, so let's go back to where we would be. Okay, so we'd be, well, that would make me think ABC, right? So A, B, C. So is this for 5? I might be inclined to think that. So now I'd kill that, and I'd be thinking 4, 5 was in, and we were going down for the 2. It's iffy, right? But I don't think you've got, well, it could do it, right? So this could be 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it's going to be much lower here. So unless you're a super bear, well, here's the obvious. We'll just call it consolidation, right? With consolidation in here, there's going to be order blocks. Looks like he's got one right there. Got an order block in there. I think he's got it marked. I think that's what he's doing. You got order blocks on here? Yeah, he does, right? So he has them. So if I highlight it, you'll see him, but he's probably got focus mode on, so you won't see him. But this it almost doesn't matter, right? So look what came out of here, right? Right? You think that maybe there's some unfilled orders there? Yeah, right. So you almost wouldn't matter. Just the whole zone would be potentially demand. So 4, 5. Now, do you get a reaction here? Well, if you do, well then shit. I mean, it's getting too far in time, right? It's not that it couldn't be. It's just that, do you want to trade off of, well, it's a little irregular. I like to stay with what's more typical, right? So that you're not going, well, God, that's a wonky 4 relative to that 2, but maybe. Right? I would rather finish it here because I can, right? Now, if this was a glaring 3, well then okay, but I can finish that, right? I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can get a diag to finish there. And if so okay, risk reward, right? So first you're taking this. Now the question is, do you want to be a buyer down here? Well, that would be. Let me unlock that, right? So do you turn that around and then become a buyer on the other side? Well, not without some sign of a reaction here. I'd want to see that, and then maybe there. All right, so just maybe another count to just keep in the mix, Woo, and you may have had that as an alternate, right? But I'm just showing you that, okay, right? I didn't like the idea of this you're trying to do. This is something other than this diag here. I mean, it's a good 5. Looks more like an ABC to me. Okay, guys, let me. I'm getting more errors. God, I got to reboot or something. I got big errors showing me here. I got not streaming right. So, all right, let's call it a day, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Jesus Christ, I feel like I'm like watching what you guys are doing. When in doubt, start measuring. There you go. That's right. Right. It's so true. Right. I say this shit because it's what goes off in my head. Right. When in doubt, start measuring. Right. So then at least it can guide you. Like, oh, okay, what is that? You know, even here, right, just in terms of measuring what you would anticipate there. Actually, I can't even remember if I did this already. 1 from proposed 4, right? So we're right.
Hey, are you there?
Yeah.
I just got back home, but we have a chain link tip.
Oh, we did. Oh,
so yeah,
I would timing. I didn't see it. I was looking through the thing right there. I was about to wrap up. Okay, chain link.
Yeah, they did it 2 hours ago, so I'm glad I just got home and saw it.
Okay, so link to the dollar.
Yeah, so I would do Coinbase USD.
Got it.
So I'm not sure if you're still listening, whoever donated, you know, if you want to tell us are you looking macro? Are you looking for the bottom here, or what are you looking for? If not, we'll just do, you know, I would say a daily and maybe a 4 hour.
Jesus, why do I have the giant? Oh, I've got Wonka. He likes this big. Okay, well, let's just see what we can make of this. Well, this is, I want to say there's more history somewhere, but maybe not.
I think I use this one. I mean, I'll look, but think.
Which exchange do you use?
Coinbase, USD.
You do? Oh, okay. Well, let's
Yeah.
go with this. All right, so let's lock that in there. Can we work that as a 1?
Yeah, I mean, it starts at 2017 at 12 cents. I mean, that's.
Yeah, okay. Well, I come to this and think, okay, well, does this really matter here? Are we trying to go? So the first thought is, are you trying to think that that's a 4? And I would think not. So let's take it out of log, right? So I would think not. So I might just be kind of loose on this rather than bore you guys to death trying to dig through all of that. So this sure looks like a 2. So we got to put them somewhere. So let's put them up here. Oh, I just think that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can get her done here. So 1, 2, 3. It looks like. Oh, you might have to triangle that. Let's go blue here. So, broad strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like you can get that done in a 5. This would have to be an. Oh fuck! How are we gonna do that? Or either we'd have to do A, B, C into that. Right, we hold here as I recall. So we've looked at this a few times. You just, I'd 1, 2. I don't know that it matters. I would use the dominant pivot though, or the lowest low here. So here we are to the 38. So there's a good example of prior resistance becoming the support, not necessarily demand, but there's TNA, classic TNA, or TA, I should say.
Yeah, my mind went somewhere else.
Right. It's technical and analysis. All right, hang on. Jeez, I get my mind out of the gutter. Those are breaks. My link has been disappointing. All right, let's see if we can work through that. Looks well. It's obviously it's corrective, but it looks like a W, X. Not unlike Bitcoin, right? It looks like, oh God, of course it's going to come down one more time. All right, let's go down to a 4 here and see what we can get in that on that. A, B, C. You're kind of stuck with that. A, B, C. This doesn't look like it's far enough. Let's just take a quick measure here. Yeah, it is. So looks like you'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we can't go. If this is a 1, right? We already got much overlap here. We could probably do this A, B, C here. So you'd have to go 1 or A, B. Guess you're gonna have to do this. Boy, this is a fucker. You can't get a 5 out of that. Unless we're doing A, B, C, and we're doing it as a diag, but I don't want to finish this as a. Let's go back for a sec. Let's get a little guidance here from some geometry. Right now it's corrective, so I want to look in shift here, but I may be too far here. So let's go modified, which is just a channel. That doesn't play as a diag, so you're kind of stuck here. You could get maybe contrast. Try it that way. A, B, working on the C. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we get a contracting diag. Now, earlier I was telling you guys that that's not what you really want. Right? I don't want to be ending something here. That looks like the best play I've got here. So it's not ideal when I don't see a better alternative. So contracting diag, right? Not where I want it. But I don't see a better play there. Or a better way to count that here. 38 on the retrace. It's acceptable. It's clearly a 3. It looks a lot like Bitcoin. So it looks like what we're doing here is, pick your 2, 3, ABC, 4, 5 is what looks like you're trying to finish there to get you the Y, to get you a 2 down here closer to the 50. So out of curiosity here, if we go back to original, I might get you there. Put a runner on that. Let's go 1.5, probably too much. 1.36, let's try that. That's got it. Okay, so we got a nice little sliding parallel here. So if we come back for the 4, I mean, you don't have much of a choice, but it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like you can get that done. So if that's the 2 through the 3, like it. I don't want a 618 ever on a 4, but it happens. It's not what you want. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, down here I'd be kind of intrigued, but that's not enough by itself. Is there? Okay, let's just look in here. Oh shit, that's too much. There's not a lot there other than you do have potential resistance. Not much of a demand zone there. I think that's well. So right now that's hurry up and wait. Right. So this is odds are right. As much as we can say it that way, I'd be inclined to be thinking you're just in the 4 there. Oh, what else? Right. We can measure here length of our A, of our proposed A, from that B. Right, we got the 100 here. Kind of interesting. So one more push down here. If it's not going to be the 100, the next one you'd look for would be down in this range here. So if this goes 4, 5, comes down, you could double here easily, right, with that structure. But yeah, now, well, let's see if we get far enough for the algo to play. And then we'd want to check the WXY, length of the W. All right, so why do that? Because I'm looking for confluence. All right, so this would be a pretty good rip here to go that far, to go to the 1618. But we got the 100 here. We're through, right, in terms of W to X, we're through the 382. So a little kickback here. Your next thought would be we'd go to the next one down, which would be the 618. Would put you in there. Now that's plus your, the whole thing is, you want it all to be self-contained. So if I can contain the whole thing within the bounds here with my sliding parallel here and get down within the range here of this set of median lines, now maybe you get the median line. It's it's funny. It just made me think of this. One of our let's see, what is he? Is he purple? Is he purple? I think he's purple belt. One of our purple belts, so you guys have seen post here a lot. 8th and T has been with us for several years now. He's developed a technique of he's looking for failed. It's kind of an interesting approach. He's looking for failed median line tags because it has a very big kickback. So because we didn't make it here, failure to make the median line, as you'll recall, right, from trading principle number 4, Alan Andrews' trading principle number 4, it leads to a swing equal to or greater than the swing that failed to get there. So he'd be looking for that kind of move. So he's developed kind of his own approach where he's focusing on, rather than the 80%, he's focusing on the 20%. It's kind of interesting. But it makes for a big trade if you get it. So if we don't get to the median line, that's what made me think that, right? So if we do this and this, we're not to the median line. Right? Trading principle number 4 would suggest that means that's your target. Now that's a lot. That's a lot to assume, right? That we're not going to get there, and that if we're doing it here, this is corrective as is already. So, but nothing says you can't use a traditional set of median lines and to be looking for a correction to nail down the geometry of a correction. But it's kind of an interesting approach. So if we come down here, we would be missing the median line, which would give you that target. So this would be, you'd be in this range here for your 2. So you might start doing a little dollar cost averaging in here if you're looking to get long, or maybe often when people are asking, it's because they're in something and they're often they're underwater and they're looking for a toke on the hopium pipe. So it's not terrible here. I mean, Link has been a real disappointment. I think we can all agree, right? Well, I shouldn't say it that way. As everything has sold off, Link's certainly gone with it. Okay, maybe this little pump we're getting here sets us up. It's much like Bitcoin, right? If we start to rally, right, it's going to pull all the alts with it. Same thing, right? To not go test that low would be unusual. Not impossible, just unusual. It's too obvious to at least tap it. To at least, right, try and suck retail in to short it there. Oh, man, here we go. All right, that would be what you'd anticipate there. Right into the structure here. Oh, you probably got a little baby order block in there. Oh, you got probably a little one here, since this one, well, you got multiple breaks there. You could probably squeeze one out of there. So maybe a little demand block there, because it went up so fast, right? You could have left some there. You had imbalance either way. You had imbalance there. Well, that looks pretty good. So I think that's what you're looking at right there, right? So I think it would be too soon to think, oh, I'm done, right? And this is 1-2, because it's not much of a 1-2, and that would be that's kind of a hero call. You don't really need to do that. I'd be a whole lot, you don't need to be buying down here. Wait for that first little pivot, so you can control it, right? And if it has more legs in, if you're okay, right? So do the math. Maybe you don't go, all in here. Whatever you want to allocate to the trade, I'd allow for the potential that it's going to go lower, because if Bitcoin rolls over, it pulls everybody with it. So if you come down again, maybe you pre-planned to say cut it in thirds, right? A third here, a third in the middle, and a third at the low. So you would end up with a fill right in the middle. Right now, if it starts to come out, you'd be all right, right? That's how I would play that. WXY int for the 2. The 1 is done, and we're just going through the correction along with all of crypto. So there we go. Okay, I think we got it. All right, thanks for the rescue on that. Money Crypto got back just in time, because I would have missed that. Okay, guys, I think that covers it. So thanks to all, certainly to the members who post, who give us the content. Thanks for you guys for hanging out with us. Thanks for the requests here on Link. Tomorrow you got Money Crypto, right, with his setups on Wednesdays, I think, right? You on for tomorrow?
Should be.
Okay, at some point tomorrow,
yeah.
He'll have it running, and if you miss it, right, we always post them so you can catch them after the fact. All right, I'm gonna go get some lunch. So I'll wish you guys a good afternoon, good trading, and I'll catch you guys on Friday. You got Money Crypto tomorrow, same time, same place. Well, wait, I'll let him tell you when and where. Okay, guys, have a good afternoon. Let's see.